Hello, everyone. Welcome to the podcast. This week brought to you by Braintree, Dollar Shave Club, and MeUndies.
We've had 349 podcasts.
349.
They called, this is our 349th. That was our 349th opening.
Oh, that's
They
beautiful.
said 5 seconds left. These two went, uh-oh, what? They started like putting on their clothes. I don't know what you guys were doing. You guys just chose that moment to get dressed. And Gus goes, I should probably look at our sponsors.
Because we got
I
so
looked at them, I already
relaxed
read the
doing
copy, but then I forgot.
Do you not
who it was.
practice like an hour before the podcast?
No. I've read these before. They've all been sponsors in the
it. Do you
past.
think Gus practices anything?
What was the last thing you practiced?
The last thing I practiced... That's a really good question.
Did you practice your lines in Laser Team?
You do math for fun?
I practiced my lines for something that we shot that is not out yet.
Ooh.
You could probably say the show.
Maybe?
Maybe.
Is it a show?
I'd rather not say.
Yeah, it's a show that
Okay.
we've already started.
You don't know what I'm talking about.
You
I
have
do.
No idea. You have no idea what he's talking about.
Because I was there when you were practicing them.
Maybe it's another thing.
Maybe.
Let's not fight. It's our 349th podcast.
Oh,
right?
let's fight. Why would we give up
So,
tradition 349 episodes
Since
in?
350 is kind of an important number, and you're gonna not be here on Monday.
I will
next
be on
week.
vacation.
We should pre-tape it. We'll pre-tape. So we'll pre-tape 350 sometime
Nah.
before we go.
Oh, we'll
Sometime
pre-tape
before
it
you
at some point before I
Yeah,
go? Okay.
Some point before.
All right, I'm done with that. I hope everybody else is okay with that.
Hopefully.
I think they will be.
Yeah.
Why would
They
they not
won't.
be okay with that?
Because our topic could be like a couple days out of date or something, like.
That's
The
not
podcasts
I'm just
are
saying.
timeless.
Okay,
Yeah.
you're right.
It's
They're
true.
like, you can put
You
them in a
watch
time
any
capsule.
Well, we will put that theory to the test, though.
Who's going to be
Oh,
on? Do you know?
I'll figure it out.
I'm going to miss
Bernie
you.
will be there.
I'm going to miss you when I'm on vacation.
Yeah,
I
no-
missed
no, you
you
won't.
when you were on the live stream, Gus. I somehow missed that.
I was on the live stream.
Yes! I'm so happy you got to this right away.
What else?
was
are we-
that?
That's what everybody's going to want to talk about.
Is that why I was vomiting nonstop yesterday?
So
Yes.
how many times did you vomit?
It would be easier to tell you the number of times I
Oh,
didn't
no.
vomit.
They have
Clips
a
of it.
clip ready.
So there's you not vomiting.
Look at
Oh,
Gus's
yeah,
face.
Once
Look
I
at it.
left,
Oh, did
Look
they
how
do a
happy
body
he
shot?
is.
Did Blaine do a body shot?
He
Yeah.
says for the kids.
Oh my God!
the look on his face is amazing.
Look at your face.
I can tell that feeling because it's not gross. It probably wasn't gross.
Coming
Just-
in. No. Cole's so happy in the
Everyone
background.
referred to it as Hurricane Gus.
Are you trying to straddle him or wrestle him?
Poor
Which I'm trying to
Miles.
love him.
God, poor
Look,
Miles.
Cole comes in. It's my favorite part.
We've told the story of. We've told the story of London where we had a wrestling fight and I tackled you. That was like similar version of Gus.
Yeah,
that night.
very, very, very.
But you get
similar.
very sort of like shovey and forceful.
You know how I knew you were drunk? You had no respect whatsoever for any of the microphones.
because it was all.
You were like
all
grabbing them out of it and like yanking it off the wire and everything. And I'm like, gosh, you're going to pull the microphone. And you go, don't you think I know how the microphones work, Barbara?
I've just seen Miles
do?
walk up.
Miles,
Miles?
do you want to come
Miles
talk about your
slapped me
experience?
so hard in the stomach that I had a handprint on my stomach the next day.
That's the photo that I saw.
It was crazy. What's up, dude?
What's up, Cheese Master? How you doing?
Making cheese. I thought about showing up today with like a whole bunch of like Tillamook cheese or something to start passing out to everyone.
There was a moment
Is
where
that gonna be your thing from now on? You're
I
gonna be
guess
doing
so.
cheese stuff.
You're the fulcrum and I'm the cheese master.
I don't
you
pass out
became,
fulcrums.
it was like a Jekyll and Hyde thing. You became a Gus that I had never seen before. Like it was when he marched over to the wheel. Suddenly, like your giddiness and excitement for the things you were gonna put on it just took over,
I
and
also
then we
don't
never
know-
got you back.
I don't
I've
know
seen
if
that,
you
Gus.
know this, but every time you weren't in the area and Miles said like something about Gus, he's like, oh shit, did he hear me? And you would just see you like walking in. You're just like,
Is
what?
he coming back?
Is that Gus?
Batman coming back.
We were afraid of you.
That's really funny. No, that's God. That's good. That's awesome. It's for the kids, right?
Hurricane
It's all
Gus.
for a good cause.
Yeah, I mean, you were here what? Because I didn't even see you. I was
I
gone
was here
about
midnight
9?
to about 3, I think.
Yeah, you just showed up in the middle of the night.
Well, because we did the Amoeba cockfight at midnight, from
Right.
midnight to 2 with Screw Attack, which I thought went really awesome. And then after that, I just kept drinking.
You had the gold Mario.
You
Yeah.
said that you were vomiting until like 7 p.m. last night.
think the
How
last
many
ti- the-
hours after the drink was that last vomit?
That would have been 16 hours.
God, what an awful day you must have had.
Yeah, I mean, I slept till about I think 11:30, and I woke up and I felt fine. And I came back to get my car here, and I ran into Bernie and Ashley. And
that was really. I mean, Gus was like walking back up, and Gus, we're. I admit, I'm a little fascinated by you. Like, I'm always curious, what does Gus do when he leaves here? I always want to know that. And so, Gus gets dropped off, and he does like this slow walk into the complex, and like Ashley's snapping photos of him. Felt so bad.
I like how you
for
were
him.
covering your eyes too.
Yeah.
As
And he
if,
was like,
we
he's
didn't
like,
know who it was.
No
it's just
pictures.
like he's walking so slow, one step at a time. And then the car that he came in like pulls away, and Ashley makes a joke about the walk of shame. I go, well, who drove him here? Like, who did he go home with? Who did he stay with? And it looked like Matt's car, but it wasn't Matt. So I followed the car for like 4 blocks, and I'm like, who's Gus going home with? And did he crash at somebody's house? And I'm following, and I'm like an idiot. I was in Home Depot like an hour later. I was like, oh, that was a fucking Uber.
it was, by the way, the nicest Uber I've been in. The fucking guy shows up in a BMW 5 Series.
Yeah.
I was like, what the fuck?
shit?
What's the Uber car, do you think, that you get picked up in the most?
Probably some kind of Toyota.
Hyundai Accent.
Toyota Camry.
I get that one.
Oh,
so
there's
much.
the walk.
There it
Such
is.
a great shot.
How
What fucking terrible timing. I was like, I'm just going to get in my car, take off, nobody's going to notice. You fucking Bernie and Ashley are right there driving out. Perfect timing.
It really did get too spooky.
I was so sad I'd already gone home for that.
Yeah, I was sad I didn't go home.
It was amazing.
You know, there were
I remember
Blaine killed it, Dad.
yeah.
I remember waking up the next morning, and on the comments I saw like tons of different posts about Gus, like tiny little thumbnails, all of Gus, and I was like, what did Gus do? And the first one I clicked was a GIF of him just chugging vodka, and I was like, oh, I missed drunk Gus, damn it.
It was more than drunk Gus.
It's
it
an
was
understatement.
Like, yeah, it was like that was it. You all witnessed the last time I ever going to drink alcohol.
Dude, I had that feeling too whenever, like, I mean, the cat bug, I am cat bug started was a long time ago, and that wasn't broadcast.
30,000 people didn't watch you do that.
No, they didn't watch me do that.
Do you hate hearing about it?
But it's not as embarrassing as when I'm like stumbling into a wall and turning down the lights or turning up the lights in an entire restaurant.
I always hate it if I've been drinking when people are just reminding me of stuff I did. Do you hate that when people
not
do it?
reminding you, informing you.
Yeah.
No, I've always tried to own it. Like, I don't ever want to be embarrassed by it. Like, I don't want to feel bad about it. So it's like, yeah, I did that. So what? So what
I've
of it?
never seen you
raised
embarrassed.
so much money doing all of the crazy things that you did. Like, without question. We got thousands of dollars because of Drunk Gus Cheesemaster.
Thank you, everyone who donated for the extra live stream. Where do we end up with that?
So Jack put out a journal. I believe he said we ended up. You probably know better than I do, Barb, but $365,000 were raised by the community in donations.
It was even more as of today because people could still donate.
Yeah, because they can still donate, and then I think very close to 21,000 posters, like just under 21,000 posters.
Yeah, with all of that, and today there was more raised. I think we were at $562,000.
That's a number I was thinking of, not 365. Let me look up the actual number, but it was
Yeah,
the
I'm pulling it
grand
up right
total was
here.
565-ish, somewhere in there. Yeah,
which is like ridiculous. I know the goal was 500, and even that was like a hard goal to attain. So awesome job, community.
let me look
up.
up Jack Patillo.
I'm gonna get back to work.
Good job, Cheesemaster.
I knew that we
Let's
had
get some
lost
cheese
Gus
later.
the second he tried to kiss Jack.
Also, congratulations to Miles.
That was good.
Miles has been promoted to the head writer of animation at Rooster Teeth. So congratulations to Miles, who will now be
Where is he coming?
he'll be doing a victory lap here in a moment. Here he goes, victory lap. Oh, I get a hug.
Mwah.
It's like me and Jack.
You're in management now. That's inappropriate. You can't do that. Congratulations, Miles. Well deserved.
Yeah, you have to disclose that relationship.
What
now.
about when Gus rubbed his naked belly on my arm last night? What does that count as?
What's that? No, that's
It counts as a bonus. You're lucky for working
that's
here.
good luck in a lot of Asian culture.
Yeah.
This is true. He was also holding his tits at the same time. Does that count?
Yeah, well, I want it to be decent.
You were like Janet Jackson on the cover of the Rolling Stone, just holding your
There
boobs.
was someone else holding her boobs, I think. There was someone behind her, right?
That is correct.
Yeah, I remember that.
Hopefully, no one will do that to you.
Do you think that was our most extreme live stream we've ever had?
I would say without a
Like, how
doubt.
are we gonna topple that?
We're not gonna listen. I mean, when
More vodka?
when it's Sunday or Monday morning, and no one is talking about the fact that Michael got, or less people are talking about the fact that Michael got tased twice. That was one of the most intense things that I have ever watched in my life.
You were there in person, right?
No, I was at home
shit.
watching. I was at home watching. And
It was
like,
me. I didn't want to do it because I didn't want to kill him. So that was me explaining to Jack how to use a taser.
Oh,
I love how they chose Matt Bragg and Trevor to hold him.
When-
Probably two of the like scrawniest dudes in existence.
Oh, there he goes. I wish we had Michael here to describe it. Oh, look at him shaking.
Well, we're gonna put up a video. You can see me there filming him from the front. Like I got his face, and you just like, it's the kind of thing that just strips all of your layers away. Like you can't put up any defense when you're getting hit by a taser. It's just like you're looking deep into that human of just like raw pain. Like he can't control himself in any way.
That
like
top one
when you're
was
asleep.
right on his spine too.
Yeah.
It was like
it didn't come out very easily, right?
Let's not show that. Let's ignore that part.
I was watching that stream. I wasn't here. I was watching from home. I was like,
Also, the medic
cringing
was such a
watching it.
freaking troll.
he was.
Yeah.
The dude
It was
like
hilarious.
That dude came camera ready.
Well, it was
Yeah.
his idea to get him again after he'd already been hit by it.
Yeah, that. And let me ask you a question because I was at home screaming.
Yeah.
Stop! When Michael was getting hit, because it was like I felt like the charge went on forever.
Yeah, it lasts for 5 seconds.
Yeah.
and there's no.
You can turn the safety on to stop it, but
Okay.
by default it's a 5-second jolt and then it stops.
That's the
And
longest
then
5 seconds of anyone's life.
You can get him again.
On the second time, I remember Jack hit him again, and it was going for 5 seconds, and he had already let go of the trigger.
Yeah.
And you hear Jeremy going, "Stop! Stop! Stop!" And
Yeah.
Jack's like, "I already
I'm
put
not
my hand
doing
on the trigger."
anything. Oh my!
You can
God.
actually, in my angle on the video, you can hear Michael like eke out a stop. He's like, stop.
That's horrible. Oh my!
I
God.
can't.
Also, his
I can't
nipples were so
believe
hard.
It did. It hardened them up real nice.
They were like they could cut glass.
I would not want to do that though.
No, I would
would
not want to
not
do that.
wanna do
Listen, yeah, I mean, I thought you guys were champs for doing the milk challenge, which was great because you colored milk. That
Oh,
made
let's
me
get a
laugh.
shot of that,
That made me
yeah.
laugh so hard. Mike,
You put so much food coloring. in
Michael
your
did this one video one time where he puked a rainbow, and this actually looked like he was puking that same.
And I
rainbow.
gotta say, well,
Oh, yeah, there it is.
Look at this is the best shot ever. The shot of Barbara is
look
just
at that
like
pull focus. It's great.
because there'll be one
My
if you're in
favorite
a
is
second
Adam
where he goes
Kovac's
back
face,
in,
too.
but they don't refocus on Michael. They just stay on Barbara. Oh, but then it's awful. It was so awful.
There was a screen. There's a screenshot that someone sent me later, and it was you. I guess you were like looking at the laptop and not paying attention. It's just a picture of you with my stream of green vomit, like coming down like a
Covering my head.
waterfall in front of you.
Yeah, you
Michael
showed it
got
to
up
me.
with
You're like,
that
this is our
taste.
favorite.
Yeah.
It's just like
We had, I forget who
that
was
will never
talking
not
about
be
it.
amazing to me that he did that.
Like we
The
had
tasing?
meetings talking about this ahead of time, like weeks ahead, like, oh, what do we need to do? How should we organize this?
Yeah.
So much thought went into just hurting someone.
And after it
that's
was
what it
done, I
was.
just grabbed the taser. I was like, done.
So, let's be honest here. Next year, somebody's gonna have to get naked, right, or something,
Or die.
Like it's close.
Yeah, like what are we gonna do? We gonna like shoot someone with a crossbow?
I
Like,
don't
how
know
do you-
what's gonna happen. Yeah, we're gonna have to like cut somebody's head off or something like that.
Live surgery.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know. We had live surgery when Michael had the barbs removed from his back.
Gus will do the whole stream and what he wore in those pictures in Frag Dude.
Oh,
The
God.
controllers covering your nipples.
Or you,
Nothing
the
else.
famous picture of you. You should bring your tiger outfit here. Your little tiger costume.
Photoshop.
I recently learned who it was that created that Photoshop.
I know who it was.
Was it Finchlet?
It was.
It was
Ah.
Finch. Was he Finch Lynch back then, or was he
Mojo pin.
Mojo Pin?
I don't
Was their
know.
name?
I was so mad.
Finch Lynch.
I get that
is-
picture tweeted at me all the fucking time.
Finch Lynch is a legendary member of the Rooster Teeth community site, and he would just like he was one of the best photoshoppers
He's really good at it.
I've ever
Still
met
is.
in my
Would
life.
you remember
yeah.
on the old site, there was always a running thread that was constantly being posted in, and it was just Photoshop Gus,
Yeah.
the thread.
And
Yeah,
there's
like-
one that came out of it that Finch Lynch did, which was a dude in a Tigger costume and bikini briefs like this. You can look it up. You'll find Gus. Gus gets it sent to him all the time.
Isn't it on your Wikipedia page?
Is it really?
I don't have a Wikipedia page.
Oh.
So no.
Look up.
it's not.
Yeah, somebody targeted Gus's Wikipedia page.
They came after me repeatedly saying that a computer technician does not deserve to have a Wikipedia page.
Man, they really
And,
don't like you.
Yeah, they kept deleting it. It kept getting restored, kept getting deleting, but eventually, I guess it was just
They just
gone.
gave
deleted.
up.
So fuck it. Who cares? It's Wikipedia. All that shit's fake anyway.
It's true.
Yeah. So yeah, it's a really weird, awkward photo. But if it were me, I would own it. I would fess up to it. Yep, there it is.
There it is.
That is not me.
It's like
It's such a great Photoshop, though.
It's good.
I
is-
forgot that you had on Spider-Man underwear in
I
this
think you
photo.
forgot that I didn't have on Spider-Man briefs.
Why don't you
I don't
just?
think I forgot that.
Why don't you just replicate it? Just do it.
Maybe stretch goal for next year's.
you could
X-Men.
see how
love- I
pale
love
you
that
are
idea
in,
of a stretch goal.
reality compared to that guy.
You see how much more heat I'm packing down in my spider dick.
Spider dick.
It's got 8 arms, baby,
Oh, shoots web
and it's filled with venom
and unborn children.
and unborn children.
Do you think your human specimen cuts through metal like your sweat?
My human specimen? What does that mean?
Jizz.
Oh,
semen.
okay.
Like, do you think if you
Ah.
jizzed on your MacBook, would it eventually eat through?
Let's find out. How long would we have to? We'd have to leave
Once
it there
a
a
day.
long time.
Every day.
Have to be hours and hours. Yeah, that would not be a laptop you'd want to use. That would not be like a daily use laptop. That'd be like a laptop you. I don't even know where you would keep that.
There's a whole new meaning to sticky keys.
Isn't that the meaning?
When like keys stick, you know, like when you
Wait,
click something too long,
Right?
you talking about pressing shift 5 times?
or any key. If you hold down any key too long, it like errors out. No?
No,
That's just me?
I think you're alone.
Cool. Glad we're having
Um,
this conversation.
Yeah, no, we are too. We're here. That's what we're here for. So one
ahead.
of the other things that's out here, I put that book out here. Someone sent me this book. It's What If. It's like a hypothetical situation book. I put it out here because I wanted people to know that I'm aware of it, and I feel bad because people send me this book fairly regularly.
They send you the physical book.
They send me. Some people buy this book and gift it via Amazon.
I have.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
I have
so,
several.
So I brought it out just so people know. Thank you. I really appreciate it. You don't have to.
Is
send the book
this
anymore.
a sponsored book there?
No.
Let's go here. You go. Check this out. Red versus Blue, the book. Comes out November 17th in stores.
Well, you'd have to get rid of the easel. We were going to take it off and put the red versus blue book there.
Now I'll hold this bitch
I'm gonna
here.
retrieve
I'm
the easel.
dedicated to the joke. Oh, watch this. Let it go. Stands up on its own.
Whoa!
Worth the money.
One of the features.
There
Put
you
it
go.
right in front. Beautiful.
When did you say it comes out?
November 17th in stores everywhere. Pre-order it now if you'd like.
On redversusbluebook.com.
You get something, right? You get like a $5 store credit or something.
$5 store credit for the Rooster Teeth store.
Yeah, if you pre-order it via that website.
You guys did a little reading of it on the extra lecture.
What a deal. Yeah, a very short reading we did of it. It's I mean, a lot of times you guys see like the art and everything else. It's really cool in there. Like the hold on, let me see here. I'll pull up the schematics. One of my favorite sections.
It's a great
is.
coffee table book.
Boop boop boop.
Or a back of the bog.
Back of the bog. That's a
Back
good
of the
place for it.
bog.
Where's the plans? Now here we go.
Do you keep
This
the
is
books
like
on the back?
all the plans as drawn by Caboose for different operations in Blood Gulch.
Wait, do we have an audiobook version? Read by you?
We could I think
I would
it's
say
called Red
read by-
versus Blue.
read by Joel.
So there's original stories in there. There's compilations of like and data from the whole series, and then some new material as well that we rewrote.
So cool.
That we writ. We're the Ritters.
Hopefully, you had a good editor.
Man, that was Eddie. Eddie did a lot of work on the editing, and it was like, I want to say the first draft of the book when it came back had something close to 500 like notations on it or something like
Jeez.
that. So it was making a book is a tough process.
So, book coming out in November. Big accomplishment.
That's really cool. I'm very excited. Never had a book before.
You talked about this on the vlog of what's happening November, December, January. I don't know if you
Right,
remember.
November we've got the book coming out, and then we announced last week that Red vs. Blue is going to El Rey Red vs. Blue will be televised now on the El Rey network, and then in January we have a movie. So we have a book coming out, a TV show coming on TV a network, and then a movie coming out in
You
theaters.
phrased that in the weirdest way.
I know I did.
Coming on TV.
TV and a TV
TV
network.
coming
You
on
want to see if
TV.
my specimen can make TV?
So that's really awesome. It's one of those things I didn't have either of those things, any of those things, 2 months ago, and now in the next 3 months we'll have all of them.
Is that a meal you're eating, or is that just water?
This is just water. I'm just using the container.
We also, I think we're allowed to talk about Laser Team since the backers got the
It
email.
was announced today. Why don't you tell us that? Or unless
Sure.
Gavin, you'd like to tell us.
Gavin, would you like to do the honors?
Laser Team in theaters.
When?
27th
There you go. Of.
of January.
And we will be in, all of us will be in Australia, I believe, at that time. No, we'll be back by then.
We'll be on our way back, probably.
We'll be coming back. Yeah. Well, we'll have already had our Australian premiere,
Yeah.
right? That's
Yes.
been announced. Okay.
Yes.
Just want to make sure. Yeah. So we're super excited. I can't wait to actually, it's going to be crazy to go down to Australia with the amount of people that we're going down there with.
a lot
I saw
of
the
people.
list the other day. It's a lot of
A
people.
large showing. There'll be a lot of us there.
Very large show.
Sorry.
What?
I'm being sarcastic.
Oh. I don't know. I don't know if it was your Canadian showing or not.
Sorry.
What was I say? There was something I was gonna say about that. Laser Team,
I guess,
Australia.
I'm going to guess it's going to be a little bit slower today.
Australia. Yeah.
It takes a while to recover.
yeah.
Want some water?
I got water.
You drinking
right
water?
here.
Drinking
Not-
it slowly?
Not vodka. Water.
Jeez.
What do you do for a hangover?
Sleep.
That's
Slept
it?
Yeah, I slept all day, pretty much all day
Eat.
yesterday.
The thing I found that works really well is just before you go to bed, just take 2 Advil and drink as much water as you can possibly stand. and then just go to bed.
I was beyond that.
Yeah, it's really scary when you drink like 4 glasses of water, and then wake up in the morning and you don't have to pee.
Gus couldn't even order himself an Uber.
That's pretty scary.
Uber.
It's one of the worst feelings if you go to bed and you've just forgotten to drink water, and like as you're waking up, you realize that you forgot, and you're like, my head. It's a horrible feeling.
just
Don't
say
you?
something,
You
just
have to
puff and
sleep with a
smoke.
glass of water. Isn't that a big? Is that like one of your nighttime rituals?
Is this a thing you know about me?
I say, yeah. Why is he shocked?
You probably
I know
mentioned
this
it
about
before.
you. Don't you sleep with a glass of water?
Yeah, I mean,
Like every night before you go to bed, you have to get a glass of water and put it next to your bed.
Yeah, but I don't think you know that about me.
I just
Apparently
said
he
it.
does.
I just said
You
it.
probably mentioned it on a podcast before.
Did I? Well,
Or
yeah.
also,
I
you spend a lot of time with Bernie. You probably mentioned it in passing.
do that.
Yeah.
But don't you? Don't most people go to bed with a drink?
Nah, I just like brush my teeth and then I have like a copper cup in my bathroom and I just drink like 2 glasses of water and done for the night.
Apparently, it's good to have.
Also,
ice
when I
water
fall
for you.
asleep, I don't get back up until the morning.
So you just drink out of the tap?
What? What part of copper cup didn't you hear?
I think he means is it not filtered or anything?
Oh, fuck no. No, this water's out of the tap in the kitchen here.
It's disgusting.
We live in America.
No,
Tap
It's
water's
awful.
fine.
It smells
It's
bad.
totally fine.
you're mental.
Speaking of which, when's the last time anyone has changed the filter in
See,
the refrigerator?
There you go. When was the last time somebody changed the filter in that refrigerator? Have you noticed it comes out at a trickle?
That's why I was bringing it up.
It's probably like coming through like 40 years of algae. To
Yeah,
get
but it
to you.
still tastes better than the crap from just the tap.
Yeah, you're very sensitive. We've talked about this before.
Well, we identified it, didn't we? We did
yeah,
the test.
he did it. I think it took me 2 minutes to fill up
Oh, you'll be there a long
this.
time, yeah.
Just
Yeah.
because it's so fucking slow.
Get yourself a Brita pitcher. The toughest part for me is like living or coming to the work at a place where there's a beer tap like 30 steps away at all points of
Oh,
time.
yeah.
That thing is fucking dangerous.
Mm-hmm.
That
The
came
one
in
that's
handy.
on the off-topic podcast set.
Came in handy on the live stream though.
Oh shit! Is that
That thing's
empty?
got to be empty.
I don't
by now.
know. I don't know how many people.
We should
used
keep a
it.
stat. There should be a board, like a chalkboard on the set. How many times you've replaced the keg?
There's a that's a good one. Have you
a
been?
good
There's a bar in Las Vegas
Never been to a bar.
at the Aria. There's the Todd English Pub.
The
and
Aria.
They have
What's the Aria? Is that the one that's by the Cosmopolitan?
yes. It's
Okay.
like right next to it.
That was where we played craps.
Yes. They
I thought it was Asian themed. Vegas, everything has a theme like Paris and all that stuff.
Uh-huh.
And Aladdin is Arabian themed. I thought Aria was a Asian themed casino when I went there the first time because I just didn't know I was there on Chinese New Year.
Oh.
So they had up all the
Yeah, they go
decorations for it.
crazy at Chinese New Year with the
Yeah.
decorations. But at the Todd English Pub, they have tables with a tap in the middle of it, and it's serve yourself beer, and it's just got like a little counter on it. And
So
anytime
it's
you
like
pull
getting
it,
petrol.
right, and anytime you pull it, it just like spins up, or like the counter goes up and then stops when you stop filling.
That's
it.
amazing.
See, we were talking about this earlier, Gus, and it's the thing that happens to me with me when I start drinking is there's like if I'm in a place where I'm drinking. Last time I got really drunk wasn't actually the cat bug story. It was at New Year's when I got super drunk at New Year's. But I was
When
at
you
my,
were doing your vampire thing with
I
your
was
coat.
it was a spy. I was. It was
No,
a
you were
spy.
saying you were a vampire.
Oh, was I? I was invisible.
Yeah, you're invisible when you do this.
But there's always this thing I do when I'm drinking, and it's like there's this voice, and it's not really strong. I have to like think about it, but there's a voice going, "Stop, stop drinking right now. Do it right now. Just stop drinking." And if I
sure that's
stop
not
at that
Ashley?
point, great night. If I don't stop, if I have one more beer after that voice, done. That's like I can't remember the rest of the night. And you said you stopped 10 minutes too late.
I probably should have gotten off camera about 10 minutes earlier,
Or 20.
or 20, whatever.
Don't let what I just saw happen in 10 minutes.
I was just nervous because you kept trying to get people to do 3 shots with you.
Oh God, that's the worst.
And my favorite is when we spun the wheel and it landed on 3 shots and you got so excited and you went, I'm going to do 3 shots. You guys are going to do 3 shots and then I'm going to make you cheese. It's just like,
Gus was
That
so
was
happy
the
we were
night.
away from this
Oh
conversation.
no, it's awesome. I
It's
love
gonna
it.
come
I
back.
love it.
I liked it when you're spinning the wheel and just random crap. I don't know who wrote it.
Oh,
it, like
what was it?
landed on like Howie Mandel and stuff.
Oh yeah. Don't you know what Howie Mandel is?
No,
on the wheel.
It's
No,
like-
I know who
You
the
were so
person.
I know who he is.
Well, Howie Mandel, used to do the thing where you would put like the latex glove over his head and inflate
Oh,
it.
sure.
Howie Mandel used to do that, but with one of the condoms that we had left over from earlier.
Oh, is that why Blaine had a Johnny on his head?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I realized at that point when I was writing all the stuff down on the wheel that I was getting to the point where like information wasn't going to be sticking anymore. So as I was writing it, I was explaining it to like various people. Like I think Gray.
you gave
I-
John.
The
and
translator.
John, like I had to tell him like you're going to decode this later. And when the double down came up, John had to decode
No, it was the Dracula one.
Oh, okay.
It was like kill Dracula or something.
There's Howie Mandel.
Oh, I haven't seen that before.
Man, he used to have hair.
Yeah, so that was me showing my age then with, with the Howie
Yeah.
Mandel. Here, I'm gonna let me
He used
read
to be
this.
he used to be like his early material. Like a lot of people say, "Oh, I liked him his early stuff." That's not the case with Howie Mandel. He was really like super annoying
Yeah, he
comedian.
was.
I don't know how else to put it. Did you ever see his original?
Oh, yeah.
Like back when he put the glove on his head and all that stuff. It was you got to go watch some of his early.
Did you hear the story
routines.
when he pissed off Letterman? Was it Letterman? Or was it?
Leno?
I don't know. It was one of them. He like brought on this giant rabbit with a carrot, and I think it was Letterman was like, "What's this?" And he's like, "I don't want to talk about it." And it like really pissed him off, and he never had him back on the show. Because I
Really?
think it like because it blocked the camera's view
No.
of him, and he was like, "No one ever blocks Letterman."
Don't do it.
Okay.
Yeah, fuck you.
Don't block me. I'm going to read this. I want to remind everyone this episode of Rooster Teeth Podcast is brought to you by Braintree. Developers around the world have embraced the Braintree V.0 SDK as the easiest way to add secure mobile payments to their apps and websites. No matter what payment type, Braintree accepts it. Apple Pay, Android Pay, PayPal, Venmo, credit cards, even Bitcoin. And if something new pops up, Braintree will support that too. It's the same payment solution used by Uber, Airbnb, and GitHub, so you know that it scales. Developers, don't worry. Developers, they got you. Don't worry about it taking days to integrate your payments. With Braintree, it's done in minutes. The Braintree code supports Android, iOS, and JavaScript clients. Integrating it into your app is as easy as inserting a few lines of code. Try out the sandbox and see for yourself at braintreepayments.com/roosterteeth. It's braintreepayments.com/roosterteeth. Go earn some money.
Twitter's telling me my glasses are crooked. Can I get a second here?
You want to get the camera on you? That way you can...
Yeah, that
straighten
view
your glasses.
helps.
Oh, get
He's
fucked,
new.
Michael.
There we go. Got it.
We got new people in the control room.
Oh, Michael.
Yeah.
It's Michael, the handsome devil that was getting shout outs in the pre-show.
Pretty
Yeah,
sure people
I
like
told
them.
him to give him a wink. So you're welcome, ladies. That one was
Does a
for
wink
you.
do it for women?
It depends on what kind of wink it is.
It depends if it comes from an attractive
Yeah.
dude.
Hey, Barbara.
Also that. Nope, not doing it.
How about this one? Wait, this one.
Maybe a little bit.
Hey, okay, that eye. Okay.
Yeah.
Good. So Patrick, this morning at the all
does
hands
feel-
meeting, Patrick was saying that this extra live stream was the 4th day of work for both of the new employees over here in broadcast.
Really?
So their 4th day, it was a rude introduction.
Yeah, and one of them stayed 23 and a half hours and the other stayed 21 hours. so
What a quitter.
kudos.
Almost 24.
I know.
So close.
Half-hour nap, maybe?
I don't know.
Day 10 is the group sex day, just so you guys know. We call it Wednesday. Patrick wooed.
Oh, yeah. So welcome and learn to cut to Bernie a little faster.
Why is...
Oh.
That's a good lesson in life. Just learn to cut to me faster. The Twitter's telling me you ate Jack's beard. How
I
did I
did.
miss that? What is that?
That was the double down.
Well, there's also...
Don't say that like
like
it's a
casually.
regular thing.
The double down
The
wasn't as bad. You had 2 pieces of chicken with just a little sprinkling of hair in there. But later on, you guys took 2 pieces of bread and just filled it.
Yeah.
Filled it with hair.
Yeah.
It looked like a hamburger of hair in there.
Did you eat that?
That's the way I like it.
Did you eat that for real?
Maybe, yeah.
He did.
Oh my god.
He
What a
did. Miles
nightmare.
did. I think.
you
I
Carrie-
felt
Swallow
like I felt like a bully. Like when Miles tweeted me the next day, he's like, I just remember Gus made me eat a hair sandwich last night. And I was like, that's totally something like a bully would do, like in elementary.
I just remember Carrie took a bite and looked at Jack and went, "You're inside me now."
Who said that?
Carrie.
Oh,
Yeah.
does hair even digest? Or does it come out as a hairball?
Yeah. Could you tell us if your poo is hairy one day?
I'll let you know.
Okay. I'm excited.
Mine was green.
Was it really?
Did you say
Yeah.
green poop? Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah. Michael took a
It-
red poop.
Because
Gross.
Michael put in like this much red
Pink.
food coloring because the bottle was mostly empty.
Yeah.
And he gave me green, which was full, so I was just like, put it all in. It like my insides must be fully green because
bet
what
they
came
are.
out of me was green. It wasn't like green brown. It was green.
One time,
Like the poo?
Yeah.
What do you mean like the
Like neon green? Like your color shirt green?
Well, the color of the vomit, the milk.
one time I went to a kid's birthday party and they had cupcakes with like really brightly colored frosting. And I ate one that had blue frosting. And then like, I don't know, the next day, 2 days later, I took a shit and it was blue. Like you're talking about, just like blue. And I was like, what the fuck was wrong with me? Like I was Googling like, what does blue shit mean? You know? And I was like, oh, wait, I ate that fucking cupcake.
Wait, how old were you when this happened?
33, 34? I don't know. Wasn't that
How
long
much
ago?
icing was on that cupcake?
It was a lot. They
And
they
did you
sell it
just,
at
like,
HEB. If you ever see like the really brightly colored frosting cupcakes at HEB,
Yeah.
and then you see the blue one, don't eat the blue one.
Now I just want to try.
So if you eat,
I want to have blue shit.
if you ate a ton of green food coloring and then a ton of red food coloring, would your poo be brown from the poo or from the food coloring?
No, it would be like striped, like a candy cane.
Like the barber
like
things.
that
Yeah.
ice cream that comes out.
Yeah, it's just like that, like a
Twist.
swirl, green and red.
Number one causes for blue poop is artificial coloring. There's no thing else that can cause you to have blue poop.
Can you look up green just to make sure I'm
Green
fine?
poop, I think, is a pancreatic thing.
Oh,
If like your pancreas is failing. Hold on one second.
no, it sucks.
You know what is the most dangerous color of poop? If you see it, be
Probably
scared.
red.
White, I believe. Hold on one second. What does green poop mean? In adults, okay.
The rainbow of poop.
Like maybe it's just covered in mucus.
Huh. Poop means it's passing. Green poop means it's passing through your system too quickly.
Like
Green
you're
means
digesting
go.
it too fast.
Yeah.
Passing
needs to,
through
like-
your too
Well, it
quickly.
should say stop.
Yeah, it should stop a bit. Take your time. If it's passing through your system too... Okay, we don't have to get into it.
Wait, go for it.
Say, if it's passing through your system too quickly, isn't that just diarrhea then?
No,
I think
no, it's something different.
diarrhea is like failure of the
Welcome
large
to
intestine.
the Rooster Teeth podcast, everybody. White poop may indicate a lack of bile, which may indicate a serious underlying problem.
Ooh.
What about clear poop?
That's not. We're done. Plaid poop. I think you should be the most scared of. A nice, healthy
I'm trying to
tartan.
imagine clear poop. It's just like the outline of the shell of poop, but it's see through.
It's gross. This is a award-winning podcast.
I know.
It'd be
right?
like wrapping a poop in cling film and then deleting the poop.
In what cling film? What's that? Cling film.
Yeah, what
I
did I
they said
say?
clean. Sorry.
I think
Oh,
it's clean
saran wrap?
also,
Oh,
yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, saran.
Saran wrap.
Yeah.
I see too many tricks like pranks with that. I would be furious if somebody tripped me with saran wrap. That's just like I'd be furious about that.
Don't most people wrap the bog hole with it so you piss all over yourself?
Oh, that's a great prank.
It is a great prank.
I want
It's
to take
really
that
funny.
one home.
The best pranks are when they'll put it like at eye level through a door,
Yeah.
and someone just walks right through, gets a fucking face full of saran wrap.
It's classic. Just the hair goes back.
It's so
Snatch their neck,
unexpected.
no
It's like
big
it's like you get stopped by a force field.
I'm gonna get beer from the off-topic set.
There's a beer right here.
He doesn't like those.
I don't like those.
Should we just start wheeling in the back wall of the other set behind this
I
one?
would love to push that thing like over here to get my beer. Like push it in front of you guys.
Well, we talked about getting a new Rooster Teeth podcast set, right?
It's coming at some point.
So could we just get a beer tap on that one?
we get a whiskey tap.
2.
2 beer taps?
Yeah, for you guys, not for me. He has to reach. How sad. So Fallout 4 comes out tomorrow.
I'm so excited.
Super excited
Technically,
about that.
because of the time zones, it comes out at 11 p.m. tonight.
Oh, is it going to unlock on the Xbox?
Yeah,
at 11 p.m.?
I'm downloading it as we speak.
I saw
Pre-ordered.
everyone talking about it today, though. Oh, you guys got an early
Oh,
version
yeah.
We've
of
had it.
Okay.
I wrote a long journal on the Rooster Teeth website about it. So if you're interested in the game, you should check it out. People are upset. As I said, I was going to write a spoiler-free journal about Fallout 4, and people were upset that I gave a spoiler, and because I talked about what happens literally in the first 3 minutes of the game, essentially what you saw in the E3 demo.
Oh.
That's like uploading a screenshot of the title screen and calling it a spoiler.
Yeah.
I
So
think people just want the experience of experiencing it all first.
Don't read a journal about the game then.
yeah.
Well, I mean, they thought it was spoiler free.
and it okay, and it I
To be,
and
I'm just taking.
I
their
think
side.
once they play the game, they're going to realize how non-spoiler that is.
Right.
But yeah, so whatever. I think a lot of it's funny to me because I think the game is very highly anticipated, and I had a lot of fun playing the game. I'm still playing it, by the way, and I think there's a lot of people wanting to dislike it or wanting to say bad things about it for some reason.
Just because everyone's so excited about it?
Yeah, I think it's like the people are like, oh no, it's going to be shit.
There's
Like
people who
like
just
they
like
want
to
to be
shit on
cool,
people's parades,
right? They want to be cool by not liking it or by saying it's
My
bad.
first impression of it with it.
Drinking a specimen.
or to like someone's urine.
Bottle.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What do you think I meant by specimen?
Oh,
Do you think? Oh, you could easily fill that with piss, couldn't you?
Yeah.
we should do.
Yeah,
that.
probably.
We should prank him.
That'd be a good one, but yeah.
What's the biggest piss that anyone has ever done? Is that on record?
Somebody's done it. Every day, somebody takes the biggest piss in the world that day.
It's true.
Every single day.
I wonder how
Not
often
me.
that happens to you. Like, how often are you like the best thing that happened that day?
That can't
in
be.
that field.
That probably never happens. You have never taken the biggest piss in the world on any
Maybe
given
not
day.
that
Not with
specifically.
piss because I'm not that
Just
big.
something, like the
But I might have
biggest
done.
something.
I might have done the best thing one day. In my
I would
life.
say I could tell you what Gavin's done, and that's beat everybody else. He probably several times in his life has been the person who shot the most frames of footage that day.
Yeah.
Also, hasn't he been #1 on YouTube in terms of views certain days or subscribers or something like that?
It's a worldwide thing.
That's true.
Yeah.
Yeah, sometimes I just leave the camera going at like 10,000 frames a second, and I'll just like stand in front of it for like a couple of minutes. It's like
you ever
there's
test
more
things-
pictures of me today than anyone else.
Do you ever test things with your own face or body with your own slow-mo camera?
No, that's
Like
what
shaking
Dan's
your
for.
face or do anything like just on your off time?
Like sex moves.
No, not really.
I don't believe you.
Like shake my face around?
I feel like if I owned that camera, I would like fuck with it
No,
every day.
I don't. Not with my own face, but I do sometimes just turn it on and point it at stuff to see what it looks like.
Yeah.
Just like household stuff.
Immersion's not coming out this week. The season finale of Social Disorder's coming out this week.
It
right?
is Wednesday for sponsors, Thursday for the public.
Is it the one I think it is? Where they go?
They've talked about it before. You could.
They go to the reunion.
They go. They both go to each of their reunions
months for this one.
because they happen to
Nightmare.
fall within a month of each other.
It's a nightmare. It's a nightmare. It's,
I-
I felt so bad for both of them.
Have you seen it?
I have.
Is it the worst thing
It's
ever?
pretty
I
awful.
have
I
not
felt
seen
worse
it yet.
for
I'm
Aaron.
so
You
excited.
feel worse for Aaron?
Worse for Aaron. Yeah.
After what he made Chris do? Chris wants to cry on his front porch.
Aaron was closer with the people he graduated with, though. So it was more of like
Not anymore.
hitting home.
Let's say they're about even now.
I wanted to cry. I felt so bad for him. And Chris too, I guess.
Well, if he was that close with him, they would have kept up with him.
Here's
and
the
known.
thing though, Chris is weird. Everyone knows Chris is weird, so it's not that weird that he
Not that weird, Barbara. That was, I
pretty
mean,
weird.
when he comes to his front door, anyway, and Aaron tells him what he's going to be doing, you'll see it this week. It'll be awesome.
Yeah, they're also doing a Q&A on our Facebook page after the finale, 4 o'clock on Thursday Central Time. So do you
Why
want to
on
ask some
Facebook?
questions?
Why not on our site?
Just, to get our Facebook audience a little more involved as well.
Mixing it up.
Yeah.
The episode that comes out after that. So that's the season finale of Social Disorder, and then we have an episode of Immersion that we haven't talked about yet that we filmed as well. People kind of surprised people with the Immersion Fallout that we did. That was a 2-parter. Then we have another Immersion. Then we have a third Immersion that we shot it and we're making something out of it. We shot it
Yeah.
the other day, but the one we shot next, I actually think it'll be a bigger deal than even the Fallout one. I really do.
I forgot that
I really,
we
really like to
hadn't-
make those predictions, but
I forgot that we hadn't really talked about immersion. Like, because we've been making them for the last few weeks.
Yeah.
It's kind of like fresh in everyone's minds. Like, oh, we're doing immersion.
really excited about
But
the next
nobody in
one.
the audience knew. Like, we just put it up and it's like, immersion? What?
Right.
I was like, oh, we must have been really good at not talking
And
about
also
it.
the edit got finished at like 11 p.m. on Sunday night. So I was like, hey, immersion. Wow. Thought you were going to bed.
It was really fun, though, to do that.
I had fucked up. I don't know if you remember right after we had filmed that, we were recording the sponsor version of the podcast, and I showed a picture. We were talking about live photos. I put a picture of myself in the makeup.
yeah.
Onto the
Apple
onto the
TV.
feed, onto the Apple TV. But since that portion's not live streamed, it got cut
Yeah.
in the final
You would
edit.
have blown it.
I was so fucking mad at myself.
But that was like probably the most different immersion we've done, where it wasn't really about a specific mechanic. It was just like cameras are rolling, just go, just like experience this world.
Well, that
Also,
was
you
the
guys were
open world
working
thing.
Yeah.
We were just testing without any guidance really what could
like
happen.
Michael and I were really worried while we were making it because we were having so much fun, just like the camera crew following us around and we could just say and do whatever we wanted. We were worried that we were having too much fun and it wouldn't come across in the video. Like it would more fun to make the video than to watch it. But I'm really happy people like that one.
Some of those locations were my favorite locations we filmed at. Like all of the interior stuff. Just like how dilapidated that
The
building
one with
looked.
the location where Barbara was especially was
Right.
like, yeah.
Yeah.
That was an awesome
People
location.
were wearing like gas masks.
we were
in
like
there.
worried about our health, like
Yeah.
being in that building.
And I'm just standing there like breathing in all the air while everyone's covered up. And I'm like, let's get this shot.
I can't believe that building exists and that it already looks like that.
I know, we were talking about that. Like, if we wanted to, Patrick, I'll send you a photo here in a second. If we wanted to find that building, finding the building was a godsend because we want to make that set. There was like, $100,000 worth of production value that we could
Right.
do, like paint the walls and then heat them up so the paint peels and everything else. So
Shout out to Marcus on all the props and costuming and everything like that.
it looks so
It
good
looked amazing.
that even when I see pictures I know I took, they look like screenshots from a game.
I broke the laser rifle.
Did you really?
Yeah, like just like a little thumb thing. I
You
popped
did
it off
that?
of it. Yeah.
I was really impressed with all of our sort of other characters we had stashed around and how quickly they were able to adapt to stuff that they didn't necessarily see coming.
Well, like getting shot in the chest.
Yeah, like I guess a spoiler for the
Tyler.
video. I killed Tyler by accident because I was just messing with
I think
the
that's my
triggers.
favorite part.
What?
That whole scene with you and Tyler.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I almost had 2 photos. One thing I don't think came across. Patrick, I'm gonna send you this one real quick. One of the things I don't think came across very well was the radiation effect that we put on Gavin.
yeah.
We could show what it looked like from his perspective. From our perspective, it was nuts.
The
Patrick,
video effect.
I messaged you that. Is that okay? Yeah. Okay, I'll send you
The
another
video
one, too.
effect wasn't nearly as bad as what it actually looked like. Like it basically like radial blurred all of my peripheral and then like super magnified the bit that I could see. So all of my depth was like I was like just walking around doing this the whole time. But I actually accidentally shot Tyler because
Yeah.
I didn't realize the gun was cocked.
People
and I
thought it was
just like,
fake, and it's just
Yeah,
like,
people thought I faked
do
it.
you know Gavin?
Yeah, but I was just like squeezing the triggers, like, yeah, I look like Arnie or whatever. And one of them, it hit him. I wasn't even looking.
Is it because
just
it's
hit
the
him right
trigger
there.
that flips the
Yeah,
the
it
darts
might be.
around to the other?
But he was
holster?
just like, obviously not expecting to get killed because he's a quest giver. He was just like, like
Yeah.
totally went with it.
I love how he played with it.
I think there's a lot of cut out of me just looking at the crew, just like, can we go on? Like, what do I do?
Yeah, I know.
And everyone just kept silent. So I was like,
Yeah, later, some of the crew came in because I was getting my makeup done
Yeah.
while all that was going on. They're like, he shot Tyler. Gavin shot Tyler. I don't know what we're gonna do. They were like genuinely upset. Like it happened.
and then we realized afterwards that we failed this quest.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
He didn't even, his dying wish, and you guys were like, hey, let's make friends. And did you drink a beer?
Yeah,
with the guy?
well, because Michael found beer on the shelf.
That was disgusting.
which Marcus or someone else
30-year-old
said-
That was not
pop
placed
top
there.
beer.
Yeah, it was just like it had been there. It wasn't like it was placed. It was like 33-year-old beer.
Wasn't it like red? I saw like a color dripping from
Oh
Michael's
no, that
lip.
was the Mentats.
Okay,
Yeah, that was the
I got so afraid.
the sweeties.
But you look sharp in your Vault costume, your Vault
Yeah.
suit.
God,
You guys
it's
were
so
talking
much
about, when
fun.
I was grabbing a beer, you guys were talking about Fallout 4 coming out. You haven't played it at all, right?
No, I've just watched the first couple of hours because we did a stream earlier today.
You have, though. You got a copy.
Yep.
I got
Quite
a
a bit.
copy, and Jeff got a copy?
Yes.
And then I played for like 2 days, and then I handed it off to Matt Bragg because I wanted him to test the building stuff in that. Because there's a whole section of the game, this is from the trailer, where you build like things.
Right.
It's
And
very vibrant looking. Like it looks a
Oh,
lot
it's
more
great.
like saturated and colorful.
people
than
who
the
don't
other
think it looks good are they're nuts.
The building is absolutely amazing.
Oh, is it?
The building mechanic and the way all that works, it's
Do you
crazy.
have to have played the first Fallout
No.
games?
I would say no.
Okay.
Nope. I like the VATS better in this one.
Yeah.
The VATS
Slow-mo.
doesn't stop it. They keep moving. And
Also-
as a result, they're like very slow like this. And as a result, the different parts of their body change percentages. So it's almost
Yeah.
like you have to lead with VATS a little bit. Like, oh, their torso's about to be exposed. I'll target the torso. Then you fire, and sure enough, you get a much better shot.
Well, that would happen in Fallout 3 a lot, where you would go to vat someone in the head, and they might just like raise their hand in front of their own head, and you've got 0% chance on your head.
Yeah.
So you'd have to like leave vats and come back in when they've moved.
Nope. No, you can
But now it's-
actually. I don't know if you can move. I never tried that. Like if you can move yourself.
No,
Too.
I don't think so.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
you can select which part.
No, yeah, but you can't move your character like to rotate around or anything. Yeah, but it's great. I was a huge fan of Fallout 3. I got 100% of the achievements in Fallout 3,
Brag about
all the way through, all the DLC, everything. And I think I didn't do the same thing with Fallout New Vegas. I didn't like that one as much, but I love Fallout 4 so far.
There were some elements in New Vegas that I liked that I wish that they'd included in 4 that they didn't. But yeah, overall I'm really really pleased with it.
Yeah.
Thumbs up.
No.
And we talked a little bit about Halo 5 too. I mean, it was you were not overly impressed by the story. I don't think the campaign part of it. Have you been playing the multiplayer though?
I haven't.
No.
I've been busy recently. I haven't actually played much of anything.
It's crazy when you get to that point in your life. Well, you play games all day at work. Did I see that you guys?
anymore.
I saw some spoilers. Somebody was looking at your profile and spoiled the fact that you guys were going to be playing a WE game.
I always forget that people can see what we're doing.
That came out
I was in the Superstar Creator, but it came out today.
for sponsors.
Is there no way to hide that?
Yeah, I always forget.
I feel like my privacy settings keep resetting on Xbox.
Every
Xbox to
different
Xbox, it's different on all of them.
Ew, that's not good.
yeah, it's,
So then, like, if you're blocked on stuff, like, when you have a pre-release game, it's a courtesy to block achievements so that people don't see them. You
Right.
know, because in your friends feed or people who follow you, then they see your achievements. So when I log into an Xbox where I don't have that stuff blocked, then it just goes, oh, here's all that stuff that he was doing before.
but some games now just auto block.
Probably, right?
Probably, yeah.
I know that because when I got on a different Xbox, all of a sudden people were messaging me, asking me to join a party.
Oh, because you don't have that blocked on that Xbox.
On the other, apparently not. But I felt like my settings were resetting. By the way, you ever join a party when some random person invites you?
No, never.
I do it, and every now and then, it's always the same experience. I'm like, "What's up?" Like, "Hey, is that you?" And I'm like, I just beep, and I'm out. It's just like, you should have been ready. I was like, it's like going fishing. It's like the fish is pulling on the line. You're like, is that a fish?
There was a moment there where I thought you just forgot what you were going to say.
No, that's what it is. This big long silence like
I don't
that.
do that because every time I wear a headset at home, it costs me $30.
Could you
Why?
throw it?
Nope, because my cat jumps on my lap, takes one bite out of the wire, and it's completely in half. And I
Oh.
always forget that the cat goes ape over the headset wires. So every time I'm playing Destiny or doing the raid or something, I'm always like keeping an eye out for the cat. I'll put the controller down, maybe go and pee, come back, and it's in half.
Why don't you like?
I've lost 2 of the full stereo headsets, and I've lost probably 7 of the cheap.
Do you
Jesus.
like put the wire like in your hoodie and like zip it up over the wire?
I could. I mean, if I wasn't just gaming in my underwear, I would do that.
No.
J-
Touche.
My cat, Joe, as you know, he's got mental issues. He's a very relaxed cat, but he has like these little neuroses. The worst thing by far that he does is he hates one thing, and he pees on one thing. What do you think that one thing is?
If past experience has taught me anything, it's lighting kits.
It's a lighting kit, which is what? What is the lighting kit? What is it? What does he pee in?
The bag.
Right. So what would be the equivalent of that in my home?
A suitcase?
He pisses in suitcases all the fucking time. It's like if I leave a suitcase sitting on the ground, it's gonna get pissed on, and it's like
If it's open or closed or either.
it doesn't matter to him. Apparently, he loves pissing on suitcase. I think it's his way of expressing that he doesn't want me to leave and travel places. And I'm just
nice.
like, you fucking cat.
It's a sweet sentiment.
It's like $150 every time he pees on one.
Just line all your
power wash
suitcases.
it.
Do you know what it's like to like? I've tried to go on trips with a washed suitcase after, and you got this cat pee on it. Oh, it's the worst. It's awful. I probably spent like
It's a
seriously, I
wet
probably spent like
suitcase.
$500 replacing suitcases.
That's
that
one of the reasons
dopey-ass
I used
cat
to
had pissed
rally
on.
to get rid of Joe the cat at the annex because he was always pissing on the fucking light kits.
Yeah, he pissed on
Dopey-ass
light kits
cat.
for whatever
He
reason.
did that in Congress too.
Yep.
I'm also really impressed
Matt
that you were
hates
able to get that.
Because I know what Joe the cat pisses
Yeah,
on.
that's true.
Yeah, no, I know because they always complain about it. He got in the light kit case, and took a big pee.
Has
with
anyone
it.
ever seen a cat dick?
Anybody? I'm sure the cats have.
You just don't really see him, or like nobody talks about him.
Nobody talks about him.
Like a dog dick is there.
Cat pics are big on the internet. And
I
dick pics
saw-
are big.
do you
so
know
there's no
Alan's-
cat dick pics?
Alan's dog, Otto. You know that dog, right?
Yeah.
I love Otto.
It's like a pug,
Yeah, half pug, I think.
half pug. And it has the giantest underbite I've ever seen on a dog.
Yeah, it's like half pug, half orc.
That's a good way to put
But it
it.
was sitting on my lap
It's a
the other
pork.
day. It was sitting on my lap the other day. I was in Eric's office, and like I'm petting him, and he's like hunched over, and he's going and like whimpering, and I'm like, oh, he's sad because Alan's not here. And then I like go to like lift him off me. He has the biggest boner I've ever seen on a dog, and I'm just like,
on a dog.
well,
Yeah, that's horrifying. That's really horrifying.
Half bug, half horse.
Hey,
Something like
speaking of orcs, though, what did you think? I want to know. What did you think of the Warcraft movie trailer?
It's okay.
That's pretty much the reaction I had. I was like, yeah, okay.
Yeah. I mean, it's not,
What happened?
not terrible. Not.
You laughing about dog dicks over there still? About me?
Fumbled the thing.
Is that a big deal? Did I fumble that a little bit?
I don't,
I don't know. I think it just hit us in the right spot.
Watching people who are like usually quite smooth be clumsy is funny.
That's always like, I think the
whenever
best thing
you
is like when
fall-
people miss high fives. It's just so much fun to watch that.
And whenever you personally fall down, it's the funniest.
Hold on. I feel like I'm actually a really clumsy person. I really do feel that way. I just like cover well. I have fallen downstairs more in the last 2 years than I have like probably the rest of my life combined. Because my house, the house where I just moved out of, that had a staircase, and I would just like start running up and down it in socks, and it's like and when you go down and like you just go out from under and just wham, go down like a ton of bricks. Listen,
I was just imagining you in like boxers and nothing else and socks and just like running up your
where the fuck did you get that from? No, Ashley will not let me do that. When we first started dating, she says it's not a big deal as I think
You're
it
not allowed
is.
to be naked?
No. If I don't have pants on, I can't have socks on. Like that's like she's
Wait,
like,
that's
no.
a real rule?
No, like
No, she doesn't like that. Like if I'm in my underwear or whatever, like just like around the house, and I have socks on, like I didn't take the socks off of the pants. She's like, that's not gonna happen.
see that's the first on the weekend. If I wake up in only underwear, first thing I do is put on socks and walk around for a bit.
I love
It's like
wearing
the
socks.
nicest feeling.
Yeah.
But
Do you
then
put
have
on like no-show socks or like calf socks?
just like full on, fully blown socks
Like
these.
that? You put
Yeah.
that on and you're walking around
It
underwear and
depends-
those black socks.
It depends if I'm gonna end up wearing jeans that day.
Right. Like I
I'm
think the
wearing
no-show
shorts.
socks she's okay with. But it doesn't matter anyway because I don't wear socks anymore because I bite it going down the stairs. Just like complete like
So they're
fall
wood
on my
stairs,
ass.
I guess?
Dun 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 dun. Everyone in the house comes running. What happened? Sounded like the house collapsing. Hey Patrick, you have those pictures of the Fallout set that we sent?
They're pulling them up.
So that's
Oh my
Kevin's face.
God.
That's Kevin's face through the Fresnel lens that we had.
I've never seen.
And if you're listening to the audio podcast, we'll post it somewhere.
You look like a cartoon.
That's what Gavin looked like to you. Now, I don't want to spoil anything, but there's a bit in Laser Team where your helmet does that to you.
Yeah.
A little bit. It's a little bit of a spoiler, but it's in the clips we've released so far,
Yeah.
I think. We actually were going to do that with, that was the effect we were going to do at first.
I would have vomited.
We were testing it on you.
That would not have been pleasant.
What's the second picture you sent?
Then I sent the picture of the set. Like, that looks
Oh,
like a
yeah.
screenshot from the game to me.
Yeah, and that was just
That was.
We just
there.
walked into that room, and that's what it looked like, except for the chalkboard.
Well, they probably
Marcus-
flipped over those chairs.
You think so?
Probably.
I don't know. Man,
Do you remember that
yeah.
paper we found?
Yeah, Barbara and I were like, it was a medical facility for assisted living, and there was like all these forms from like the 50s, and it was like they were writing about like this, patients and everything. It was just like Barbara and I read this one form, we were like, holy shit, I'm not reading any more of
Really
this.
creepy.
Yeah.
Why, what was it? What did it say?
Just like patient is, 19-year-old female, incapable of saying her own name.
Like, it was all these like checklists of things that you're able to do. Like, say your
Right.
own name, jump on one foot, recite the alphabet. Like, all these like really simple tests that like a 5-year-old should be able to do.
Yeah.
And like so many.
And then
of
like
which you can-
notes about her personally and stuff like that, which I don't feel comfortable saying because who knows if somebody can be identified from that. But it was just like just abandoned stuff, and it was really a tough moment to get a snapshot of somebody's like difficulty in life. You know what I mean? It's like just to see that and just like it's just a form. That's how it ends up. It just ends up a form
Yeah.
sitting in a
That's
room
forgotten.
that nobody's been in 20 years. You know what I mean? It was just like something about that just really just
And it's
got
from
to
the
me.
50s, right? You said.
Yeah, I was thinking it was from the 50s was the date on it. Yeah. So and what's the last one? Oh, this is just that room was just like that. Like there was a whole hallway.
That's where I got to wait for you guys
The
to
peeling
arrive.
paint on it.
Well,
yeah.
that was one of the worst things about drinking the brown stuff from the toilet, which I think was like prune juice and just brown crap.
Yep.
But because Michael's leg was taped at that time, he was leaning on the wall, and every time he leant on the wall, tons of those little
Ugh.
paint strip things would just
Yeah.
fall into the
Which
water.
isn't
and we
good
were
because
like,
it's,
Oh!
probably lead-based paint.
Yeah.
It's probably lead based and with
Yeah.
asbestos in there
that's why,
too.
that's why I spat it out.
Yeah, good
Disgusting.
call. Good call.
It was, that was a really fun shoot though.
No, that was a good one.
I had a really good time.
And I think the next one, which you're in,
That's what I thought you were practicing for.
You're in. The next one is I think great, and we filmed some extra footage. We're doing some stuff with immersion this season that we've never done before. But we'll see how. And then the fourth one, I don't know. The Fallout one was 2 parts, and the one thing we got for feedback on the Fallout one was do more. Like they wanted to see like
They want to be a whole series.
a whole series
Yeah.
based on just that. So
It's
I don't know.
basically all of us
We'll
just
look at that.
playing dress up.
Yeah, it was fun.
Miles is the tunnel snake. Miles and Blaine as the tunnel
That was
snakes were
great.
fucking awesome.
That had one of
I
the
like
best
Shannon, too.
camera moves ever in the history of our company. When Miles goes to say, "We're the tunnel snakes," it's like they did this like zoom in on
Oh,
him
yeah,
like really
yeah.
fast. He goes, "We're the tunnel snakes," and
But
it was like perfectly timed.
I don't think it was planned. It was just like it just happened to be.
Yeah, because he was doing this thing where he's like, "Who we, haha." With the tunnel snakes. It was
Yeah.
like, man, I was really impressed by that. I got to find out who the camera person was that
Our
day.
camera work has been on point lately.
like-
Broadcast, Fallout.
I like the stuff that we add in voiceover to make it look like we meant to do that. But you say something about we found the first supply cache or something, and it was just like some old barbecue with some tongs. That wasn't placed there by us, was it?
I
Like,
think yeah, all,
Wait, we
all the
placed
junk
that?
out there was placed by us. Yeah.
Tongs?
Yep. Marcus did all that. The art department did all that stuff. I mean, the art department like built entire like metal fences that ran along some areas so that you guys would be guided.
Wow.
Like,
Michael
it
was so happy that he picked up those tongs because he thought that he was just fucking with everybody, that there's no way it was placed out there.
I keep
I
talking
didn't realize
about
they
the
were
next
out
one,
there.
which we haven't announced yet. Hopefully they'll put a trailer for it at the end of Social Disorder this week. Maybe they can do that.
Hopefully.
To get people
That'd be
like to
great.
see that what's coming. But
I'm so
Michael
excited.
during that one, he's just like, the whole time. I can't even describe it, but it's like just seeing the look on Michael's face just like makes me so happy.
It
about
was
that
the
video.
most immersive immersion I've ever been a part of.
They're the one coming up. Yeah, it was a good one. I think.
I think I've never been more impressed with our crew than in that moment. Seeing all the production value that went into everything and like the tech that went behind it too, I was like blown away.
Yeah, it
and
was
the
a lot
art
of fun.
department too. Again,
Well, it's also too. It's like I've been doing a vlog for sponsors, and Gavin, you're gonna do one of them during my vacation, right? And then Matt's gonna do one as well. But I said this on there, which is like, we do a lot of sponsored videos, and spoiler alert, we don't wake up in the morning to do sponsor reads and sponsored videos. We don't. I mean, they're a necessary part of our business, and we would prefer to just put at the end a card that says "brought to you by so and so." But like people were saying, this is a sponsored video. The Fallout one that we did, that was sponsored by Google and Bethesda. That sponsored that one, and that made the whole rest of the season of Immersion that we're now shooting possible. So we weren't even going to shoot a third season of Immersion until that came along. And people were like, oh, this is what every sponsorship video should be like. It's like this. It's like, well, not every sponsored video is going to be sponsored by Fallout. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
That's something that everybody wants to see. It's like, if we get Fallout and Halo and Coca-Cola and all the, all the time, that'd be great. But it's those things, little things that make all the other things possible.
we
that
should talk
do.
about the
Not all the
Scorpion
things,
short,
but a lot of 'em.
Scorpion Dojo short.
That was great.
That was, I think, that's one of my new favorite shorts that we've ever produced.
That was really great.
Who was Scorpion?
That was just an actor, I think.
And Miles was the voice.
Yeah, Miles was the voice, and then they had an actor actually playing.
Dude,
him.
his Get Over Here was great.
Yeah, Miles did a good job with that.
He really did.
That actor is actually in the next episode of Immersion.
Really?
I can't tell you who he was or what he did or
Yeah.
anything like that, but
Yeah.
Well, he was good. It was
like-
that was
You
a
didn't like him,
really
Gavin.
funny short.
In that next episode of Immersion, you didn't like him in that.
That was a really funny short, the Scorpion Dojo one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it's just like, we were talking about it recently, is that, there's been some stuff. We've been doing a lot more sketch stuff with like shows like RTS does a lot of sketch. And sketch stuff can totally be hit or miss. And our audience is very used to a lot more hits than misses, right? But when I watch like Saturday Night Live, it's like, I'll watch 12 sketches and I like 2 of them. You know what I
Right.
mean?
Yeah.
That's a pretty normal batting average for sketch stuff. But it's like, it's funny because when you read scripts, it's like some things can read the exact same on paper. Like the Mortal Kombat sketch on paper is, hey, it's Scorpion, he runs a dojo, and he makes a bunch of Mortal Kombat references while running a dojo. It's like, that video can go 1,000 different ways.
Yeah.
It could turn out to be the lamest thing you've ever seen. And a lot of times it's all about execution, and they fucking nailed the execution of it.
yeah.
Yeah. In fact, I was worried because I added it was like, I thought the video was perfect, but I was like, but my favorite moments were like all the the things where they directly referenced Mortal Kombat, like the fatality and flawless victory and all that stuff.
Get
I just-
over here.
Yeah, I just felt like it was like it resonated so well that I said I asked him to put the toasty thing in, try it.
yeah.
But I was like, but if it doesn't work, just don't even take my note because this thing is like, don't mess with it too much. So
Who directed that one?
It was
I
Blaine.
believe Blaine did that one. Yeah,
He's good.
Yeah.
he's good.
I think he wrote and
I
directed
like
it.
that Blaine.
I felt bad because he was in Australia, and I actually asked that he had a whole scene in it that didn't really add anything to the thing, so I asked him to cut blatant scene from it, so he gets like his neck snapped. And all
It was a good length. It was like right about 2 minutes.
That's good for that kind of video. A concept-driven video, that's a after people get the concept, you're like, you can't stick with it too
Yeah,
long.
it's still going.
Yeah.
Here, I'm gonna read this. I want to remind everyone this episode of the podcast is also brought to you by Dollar Shave Club. Stop shaving with an old razor. It's gross. Why are you torturing yourself with a gross old blade week after week? Probably because you don't want to shell out $20 for a pack of new ones. DollarShaveClub.com has revolutionized the way men shave. With Dollar Shave Club, you can shave with a fresh blade as often as you want because they deliver a whole sleeve of amazing razors for just a few bucks a month. The razors are so good, millions of guys have joined. Even the billion-dollar razor corporations are freaking out, but instead of lowering their bloated prices, they're trying to fool you into milking the same blade for an entire month, and that's gross. Never go back to squeezing weeks and weeks of shaves out of a disgusting, rusty blade. Join Dollar Shave Club and use a fresh blade whenever you want. It feels amazing, and it's a third of the price. Join the millions of others who figured out the smarter way to shave. Join Dollar Shave Club now by going to dollarshaveclub.com/roosterteeth. That's dollarshaveclub.com/roosterteeth. Right there. Thank you to Dollar Shave Club for supporting the Rooster Teeth podcast.
They are disrupting the blade industry
Absolutely.
in much the same way that a company, one of their big competitors, Gillette, disrupted it years and years ago, decades ago. In fact, I believe it's Gillette that has the famous sales mantra, which is, give away the razor and sell the blades.
Oh, really?
Right? I believe that's Gillette that came up with that. But now, I mean, Dollar Shave Club has come on the scene, and like major pillars of that industry are like constantly running ads to like directly referencing them. Essentially, I mean, it's on the level, I think, Dollar Shave Club is something like Uber at this point.
Absolutely.
Wow.
You know, on an industry that people don't honestly pay that much attention
Uber.
to. Yeah, man, Uber's like, I mean, Uber and Airbnb people are
So HomeAway just got acquired.
yeah, for like $4 billion.
By who?
Good job,
Expedia?
dudes.
Oh wow.
Expedia did it.
Yeah. Which is funny to me because I
Does
think
Expedia have that much
I
money?
think of HomeAway as being the first company that did that
I do too.
rental sharing.
They're also
business.
based in Austin.
But Airbnb just like swooped in and, in my opinion, took over. Like they are the company that does that now.
Yeah. You know who I always think about in Austin, which I'm sure it's other places as well, but there was a car sharing service called Car2Go. And in other places, there's like Zipcar as a competitor of theirs. And Car2Go is all smart cars, a fleet of smart cars. Those things were everywhere. And I joined it. And when Ashley first moved here and we were like on one car, Car2Go was really awesome. But like Uber's just so convenient to not have to drive yourself or anything like that, that Car2Go, the email updates I get are basically them shrinking their service area
yeah.
all the time. It's like slowly shrinking in Austin. I feel kind of bad about that, but it's the way the world works, man.
Yeah, and I think I just got another update from them that was like, we're cutting our rates in half. So now it's like 19 cents a mile to drive it or something.
Oh,
Really?
wow.
Yeah. Which
Wait,
is crazy.
Uber is?
Well,
For the car to go.
Okay.
well, the other thing too is that, and smart cars honestly are not that. They're not a lot of fun to drive. They're like really noisy, and you feel like you're like on.
Don't they get like blown around really
And
easily?
you will
too?
die in it.
You feel like you're on the engine. No, you didn't. Did you do a Top Gear test where you tested a smart car smashing into a barrier?
Yeah, it was fifth gear, but
What
yeah,
does
I
that
mean,
mean? Sorry.
it was. There's a whole thing with Top Gear, like they switched channels, and the BBC kept the name Top Gear, but the production moved to fifth gear. Anyway, but the actual smart car is really solid. You'll just still die in it. Like it doesn't crumple. You just rattle around in
Yeah,
it.
I've
like
seen
a-
the safety ratings are not that great.
Yeah.
Really?
For it, yeah.
Not so smart to drive one.
Take the mic away from Barbara.
Barbara, stop.
Here you go, Barb.
I did-
Oh, sorry, Barb.
That was
a
pretty
good move,
smooth.
though. Coming back. There you
I was
go.
prepared.
Right there.
Yeah, I think what happened is Top Gear was
I'm done.
Top Gear was failing.
With apologies.
Then a different channel bought the rights to make that program from the BBC. So they started it, but BBC kept the name Top Gear, just dormant. The other channel called it Fifth Gear, and then that went on. And then BBC just relaunched Top Gear
Yeah.
with like a big fanfare, and
The
it got really
more
popular.
you know.
And there became like a 20-year waiting list to get in the crowd.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then it got cancelled again.
Yeah.
It's coming back though, right? Or aren't they doing something new in the US?
They're doing a thing with Amazon, I think.
I think that's it. Yeah.
Like a whole new show. Well,
Yeah, it's
obviously.
just Top Gear
'cause-
again, but with a different name.
Hey, you know, entertainment's very difficult.
Sixth gear.
It's
There you go.
it's hard to have a career that lasts a long time. It's even harder when your show sucks and all your hosts are cunts. That also hurts your chances of getting renewed from time to time.
But
Hey, fuck
sometimes
that guy.
sometimes you make it 349 episodes.
That guy punched somebody because he didn't get lunch. That's what happened, right?
You didn't get
That's
lunch?
the story?
Yeah, Jeremy Clarkson,
There's
right?
got to be more to that than.
I will
than
read
just
the
that.
story. He called him an Irish slag or something and then punched him.
Sounds...
He
It's all just
punched
hearsay.
someone.
And it's like one of those things that's like,
Because he didn't get lunch.
it always frustrates me because the BBC lets them go, which is like the BBC's almost obligated to because there was this fervor about him punching somebody who works for him.
Even though that show gets something, I think it's something like 600 million viewers per episode.
Isn't it the number one show, basically?
I think it's one of
There
the
aren't that
number...
many people in the
Isn't that the
world.
one-
Yeah,
Number one-
Clarkson punch out over catering.
number one show in the world, isn't it?
I think it's one of them. Like,
Or like the number one
internationally,
show
it gets-
everywhere except the U.S.
Yeah, it gets a lot of international views. I mean, there's
Clarkson
only
punch
60
out catering may threaten Top Gear. Reports say Clarkson swung at a producer when his dinner wasn't ready on time, putting
Swung
all
at.
Top Gear contract negotiations on hold. So good job. You didn't get dinner that day, so you put like probably dozens of people's livelihood at risk.
I worked with him a few times, and he was a bit of a grumpy bastard.
I mean, I know that's his reputation. He's a very smart dude. He's very,
Yeah.
appealing on camera. He's obviously got a great career.
They have
People
great
love
chemistry.
to listen to what he has to say.
Yeah.
And it would like that show would make or break the success of a model of car.
And don't get me wrong. I think we live in a society where, a punch in the face can happen and it's not the end of the fucking world. That can happen,
Well-
like, but over your dinner not being done. Like when Buzz Aldrin, when that reporter came up to him, the
Yeah.
dude with a blog came up to him, was like yelling at him about the moon landing being fake,
Yeah.
and he's standing in Buzz Aldrin's face, calling him a liar. It's like the dude's gonna fucking hit you,
Right. Did he
that's
punch him?
totally acceptable
Yeah.
to me. It's like if you stand in another guy's face and you call him a liar, and that dude happens to be Buzz Aldrin, who's from an era where like test pilots were maniacs. Chuck Yeager's breaking the sound barrier with broken ribs. Did you hear about that?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah. Chuck Yeager, he broke the sound barrier in a plane. He was the first person to do it, and the day before, he wrecked his motorcycle and broke 3 or 4 ribs, but didn't tell anybody because he thought they would not let him fly
Yeah,
the plane.
he wanted to be the person to do it.
So
Yeah.
he was like busting through the sound barrier, like Sonic
just like
booming
that.
his ribs.
Yeah.
It was the latest dinner in the world.
If you ever get a chance, you should watch. If you've never seen it, you should watch The Right Stuff. It talks about a lot of those guys, a lot of the test pilots, and the stuff that went into the early space program. It's still a really good movie. Really interesting to see the way that they were treated and the way it was
sort of
thought
a
about.
golden age of where like all these things were being discovered, where health and safety wasn't a very big deal.
Right.
So there's like stuff that happened in the past that will never happen again. I
Yeah,
like that stuff.
one of the things that they wrestle with a lot, and I think this is historically accurate, is that when they were first starting the space program, NASA didn't want the astronauts to be able to fly the capsules. They wanted it all to be done remotely.
What, so
and
they couldn't just
the astronauts
joyride it
were
away?
just going to be there for show. And they had to fight to get a window.
Like a
astronauts
hood
had to fight
ornament.
to put a window in and like actual control so that they could pilot it.
Jeremy Clarkson punched producer and called him a lazy Irish. Top Gear presenter Jeremy Clarkson called his producer Wazin Timon, I don't know if I'm saying that right, lazy and Irish, and threatened to get him sacked before punching him in the face.
So someone wants
Probably
to
an
correct you,
altercation.
Gavin.
Yeah.
But they are incorrect. So I'm just going to point it out.
Okay.
Top Gear wasn't failing. They fired Jeremy Clarkson. But you were talking about the earlier.
Oh yeah, like, Top Gear
incarnation.
is actually a show from the 70s, first hosted by Noel Edmonds, I think, who you probably have never heard of. But,
Nope.
Yeah. You ever heard of Mr. Blobby?
No, Mr. Blobby? No, who's Mr. Blobby?
He was a guy with Noel Edmonds inside him.
We should have...
He was a guy with Noel and okay, I got it.
I think I got it too. So Mr. Blobby is like a mascot type character that somebody gets into in like a suit.
Yeah.
Okay.
It
And that was Noel Edmonds.
It was one of those prank shows where they would hire these actors to come in and appear on this kids show called Mr. Blobby. But there was Noel Edmonds inside, who was like very famous in the UK. So these actors would be like trying to like do stuff with Blobby, but he'd be just absurd and start like falling over and like smashing up the set, and the people who were hired would be like, I don't know what's going on. And it was just like one season of that, but then everyone knew the character of Mr. Blobby, so they wouldn't buy it anymore. But it just became like this running long thing of like Mr. Blobby's like a famous thing in the UK now.
Okay. Oh, let's look at my picture of Mr.
kinda
Blobby.
like-
What do you think Mr. Blobby looks like?
That's a good question. I'm imagining he looks a little bit like Grimace from McDonald's.
I was thinking
Which,
of,
by the way, worst name for a character that sells food.
Yeah.
Grimace.
I was thinking of Fat Bastard from Austin Powers.
Okay.
Oh, hold on.
Jabba
I'll look
the
at
Hutt.
Mr.
Or
Blobby.
Pizza the
It kind of reminds me of also like Borat. Like how
Oh,
that was a big thing, a big prank
horrifying.
thing, and
Patrick, you got to put this up.
they made a movie, and now he can't do anything with that character again. 'Cause
That's
everyone-
Oh,
Mr.
God.
Blobby. Look at that thing.
That kind of looked like Aaron's stomach after Chris painted him on the Extra Life stream.
So this thing would like bumble around, like falling over and stuff, and all it would say in a really messed up voice was like, "Blah, blah, blah, blah," and everyone would be so confused. And then the gag at the end is that its head pops open, and Noel Edmonds, the host of the show, is
know
like,
what
inside it,
it
and they'd be
looks
like, "You
like?
son of a bitch."
Okay, Patrick, can we see it again? Did we see Mr. Blobby? It looks like that stress squeeze doll. Do you know the one I'm talking about?
yeah.
Where the eyes pop out?
Where the eyes pop out? That's what it looks like to me. That thing looks horrifying.
Or that character from Inside Inside Out?
So anyway, the
Can you
guy
imagine that thing coming at you? No.
the guy in that suit was the first host of Top Gear.
Okay.
I would not
So
want
did
to
he
find
do
that
this
thing.
before?
Blobby was
or
the host of
after?
Top Gear.
Oh, this was way after. Blobby was after.
So you went
How
from
can we
Top
stop
Gear
the
to
Mr.
the
Blobby show? Did one of the kids get the answer wrong and he decked him in the head and called him the lazy Irish prick or anything like that? Stupid Irish.
People are really into Mr. Blobby. They're sending us a lot of photos
Oh, are they?
and the YouTube videos.
my
But
nightmare.
it's one of the things too. It's like, so BBC fires Top Gear or has to cancel the show because it's fervor because he decks a dude right on the production of on the set of their production, and then Amazon was it Amazon
Yeah.
picks him up later and it's like, oh, we put Top Gear on the air. No one cares. Like Amazon doesn't catch any grief for hiring.
It was good for Amazon.
right, exactly,
Yeah.
for hiring a dude who's
It's
acts like
lose-lose
a
for
lunatic.
the BBC
Yeah.
because they have to fire him. They
They
can't
have
keep
to fire him.
Yeah,
And then
they
Amazon
don't-
gets the show because they don't. It doesn't carry over. Nobody gives a shit after 5 minutes of anything.
They're also probably going to take Jeremy Clarkson's side because they like him.
What, the audience or Amazon?
The audience.
Yeah, well, it's a mixed bag, right? You have some people who demand that he's fired because he's decking people, and you have some people who are like, he's a funny guy. You know,
Yeah.
whatever.
Just want to see Top Gear continue.
I'm actually just surprised. What makes me think that that he's insufferable is the fact that if that happened on a set, usually just work it out with the person. You know, hey, I decked you. That was wrong. I'm sorry. Here's
Hey, I broke your
$10,000. You know, something like that. But it's like the guy was so furious about getting punched by him that the whole fucking production got shut down. Everybody lost their job.
And the guy that got punched is probably hated now for like ruining the whole of Top Gear.
Probably is,
Even though he
yeah.
didn't do anything apart from, I guess, mess up a bunch of times.
Not getting dinner and being a lazy Irish bastard.
I mean,
There's
just fire
got
the-
to be
just fire the
something
guy,
else there.
right? Just you're fired. You leave and don't come back. That's the ultimate punch in the face. It's just like
There had to have been other words exchanged or
think-
something
You
underlying.
think the guy that got punched in the face, getting fired would be the ultimate punch in the face?
the penultimate punch in the face. It'd be right there. It's like 1 and 2. The best follow up to getting punched in the face is getting fired. Hey, Matt Holmes here.
One of the
What are you up to, buddy?
one of the best tweets I'm seeing here about Mr. Blobby. This is from Katie Love Lou 12.
Oh, Matt Holmes joining the podcast. Set. Come on, jump in here.
My dad once dressed up as Mr. Blobby for my kid's party when I was 5. It was terrifying.
It's a hideous looking thing.
Hey, Matt, there's beer on the. If you don't want a Shiner, there's beer on the Achievement Hunter set too.
If you're like Bernie and you're too good for Shiner.
Matt got slapped
I'm not
in
too
the
good
face.
for Shiner. I just drank too much in college, and I'm done.
Matt got slapped in the face for the kids this weekend.
You got slapped in the
Who
face?
slapped you?
Chad from
Chad.
Screw Tech.
Oh, man.
But they slapped
Chad.
each other, but
Bold fucking move.
Yeah.
We did a dual slap.
a dual slap.
We slapped each other at the same time. 3, 2, 1, slap.
Although
They
you
call
guys
you
get
a lazy
building up
English
to it.
prick or anything like that. We're talking about the Top Gear guy decking the Irish producer. Do you know?
Jeremy
Remember Jeremy
Clarkson.
Clarkson from Top Gear? Do you know why he punched that dude?
No.
He punched that guy because dinner was late. He was the caterer. That's the guy he punched. You're CEO of a major corporation that makes productions. Would you fire that guy for punching somebody for dinner being late? Could I get away with that?
Let's find out.
There-
Oh, Matt asked me if I have already gotten
in
away
the
with
employee handbook, there is I think a zero violence policy at this company.
that. Everything
zero
else is
physical
like
violence.
carte blanche. So you're gonna see somebody's ass.
Physical violence.
Yeah,
As
you're gonna
opposed
be.
to,
I don't remember the exact wording. I'll have to go look at it. I'm sure it's not allowed.
I know we always reference page 3, article 1, which is sexual harassment.
That might have been moved.
I hope not. 'Cause then our references
We're
are different.
13 years in and we're violence free. Like there's never been anything like that.
What, punching?
Hey,
Miles-
how dare you?
Miles slapped the shit out of me the other night.
I'd say the closest we ever came to it was when Jack slapped Gavin at RTX. I thought that was pretty fucking severe. Like my gut reaction to that was like that was wildly
What was that? Was
over
that
the line.
2013?
That wasn't.
2014?
2014.
I think that was the slap of the wheel.
Yeah.
Someone wrote slap on it. So
But
I
also,
think
that
so.
wasn't done in a malicious way.
no,
Like, it was done for a joke.
No, it wasn't. But there's a lot.
It rocked me, though.
Yeah, that was pretty hard.
It shook the stage
yeah.
that day.
Also, there was a time you're like a weird target. Like there was a time that Gavin made a joke at Jordan, and Jordan kicked Gavin like out of anger. Like,
Yeah, he kicked my penis.
gave him a kick.
You used to hate Jordan.
Well, because he kicked my cock. Oh, here's Jack slapping my face.
Oh,
God,
yeah,
yeah.
like Gavin's like grinning away. He's like,
Your entire body.
Oh
yeah,
my
that
God.
was
It was
like,
it was like his hand was on my cheek and then the floor was on my other cheek and I don't remember anything in between.
God.
that was a
Your
fucking
head
smack.
snapped.
And because the frame rate on the video is so bad, I think it makes it look a lot worse. than
Yeah,
it was.
it's like a Charlie Chaplin movie.
Yeah, it's like frame, and I'm like on the floor.
Should we talk about the fact that Jack doesn't have a beard anymore?
Yeah, it's cool, man.
'Cause that's gone.
It's really awesome. That's a $500,000 face right there.
He
Yeah.
looks a lot younger.
It's a valuable face.
Very valuable.
Apparently,
face.
Katie couldn't look him in the eye because she felt like
It's a different
she was
person.
cheating on him with someone else.
She said, "I feel like I'm cheating on you with you."
Yeah.
I feel like I'm cheating on you with an even less attractive version of you.
You know, next time if we ever do that, like I
Thank
don't
you,
like,
Matt.
I don't like when we bring in professionals to do stuff, like I hope on the next pancake podcast we will not have other cooks in here because I like
Nah.
when we do it.
We're
Yeah,
better
we
cooks.
should
Yeah,
Anyway.
but I was kind of hoping we would get like a barber with a straight razor to come in and like really clean Jack up.
It's,
Like with
it's
the cape and everything?
amazing what facial hair does to the framing of a face.
Yeah.
Like he looks like someone else, almost.
Yeah, that big mustache he's got there is crazy.
Yeah.
Of course, you
Look
got
at that.
Joel in there working the razor.
See, he
See,
just
that's-
looks so much younger.
Joe,
It broke YouTube.
it broke. It did
Yeah.
break YouTube. I was watching the stream and just it cut out partway through that.
There's a few people saying that the second the razor touched his face for the first time, that it cut out.
yeah, it
Oh, it did.
Yeah.
Yeah. We were watching at home and it was like, yeah, what? Yeah.
yeah, and then
Same
of
thing
course,
happened with Michael too. He got tased and then went down, and then apparently the stream cut. So everyone's like, "Holy shit, is he okay?" Because I thought we cut it on purpose.
Yeah, in fact, Barbara at that point in the stream started going, "We're down, we're down, we're down." When you guys had come back up,
Yeah.
that's because I was texting Barbara, and was that with the were there other
I think
people
that was
doing it?
Jack's.
that was Jack's beard.
Jack's
No,
beard.
no, Jack's beard. That's
Yeah.
what I was still talking about Jack's beard. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah, and I wanted to make sure that we saved all the good stuff for when we were live.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I was gonna pause it and then.
I've never seen such a big audience in here than. I wasn't here for the shaving, but when Michael was about to get tased, there were about
I think there was
50
more
people.
people.
watching.
So frustrated because people kept standing in front of the fucking camera.
Yeah.
I was
People-
like, do you all not know
People
how
who
a camera
work here
works?
and people who are constantly on camera.
Yeah,
I
even, and
remember-
then even when we were here doing our thing later, I was constantly like, "Hey, you look."
It was funny because Kara was here for some parts of the stream, and she kept standing in front of cameras, and I was like, "You used to switch cameras while you were here. You should know."
While we're talking about all this
That's
stuff too, I mean, you know, Gus kind of stole the show in the middle of the night.
Sorry.
But like what Jack did was amazing. What Michael did was amazing. And Matt Bragg too. We got to give a shout out to Matt Bragg.
Yeah.
Cut off all of his hair. And then Jeremy for kissing him.
Love
But
wins.
yeah, but Matt shaving off all of his hair is, first of all, good.
Yeah.
And I'm really upset the beard didn't go with it. Here's a picture of, I believe that's Jeff
That's such a close shave.
cutting off his hair.
I know.
He looks kind of like Bill
insane.
Bailey.
I was gonna say like Trevor from GTA.
I wish they had kept it like that, just for like a day.
That would be such a weird feeling to feel that. That was exactly my grandfather's male pattern baldness. Like that perfect.
He looks like he should be like not allowed to give out candy to trick or treaters.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't like the way his eyes are rolling back in his head like he's liking it. It's kind of.
And this
Does,
is like
does that happen again at the kiss?
really early in the morning too.
Yeah, the
Wow,
$100,000
look at
mark
that
was hit
man.
really
Look at
quickly.
that.
This is like 9:30 or 10. I
Yeah,
think.
I was still asleep when this happened.
That was a great
That was a good
moment
bit.
too.
That's a good bit. Yeah, Matt, if you're listening, we were watching Matt get his hair shaved, and then he takes off his shirt, and he's got a Jesus I'll be back shirt on. That was a good moment.
He was
It makes
Jesus
that
for
beard
Halloween.
look so much worse.
He put on a black hat too, and he looked exactly like Heisenberg
Yeah.
from Breaking Bad. It was great.
Here, let me read this. Then there's something else I want to say about the extra live stream.
Hey, Matt, my cousin Tommy is outside. Do you mind going and grabbing him? Okay.
I want to remind everyone this episode of the podcast is also brought to you by MeUndies. You wear underwear every day. That's 365 days a year, rain or shine. You need it to be extraordinary without an insane price tag. MeUndies understands this, and that's why they've created the world's most comfortable underwear. Luxury at half the retail price you'd find anywhere else. MeUndies is made from Modal. Modal, right? Yeah, okay. MeUndies is made from Modal, a fabric that's twice as soft as cotton. That's twice as soft as whatever underwear you're wearing right now. MeUndies has tons of colors and styles, and it's the only place to get matching pairs for men and women. They even release a new design every month. Plus, we all know paying for shipping sucks, so MeUndies has removed that from the equation. All orders in the US and Canada ship for free. MeUndies even has a money-back guarantee. If you don't love your first pair, you get to keep it for free. You literally have nothing to lose. To sweeten the deal, MeUndies is offering you 20% off your first order at MeUndies.com/roosterteeth. Special offer just for our viewers and listeners. Make sure you go to MeUndies.com/roosterteeth to get 20% off your first order so they know we sent you. It's MeUndies.com/roosterteeth. I'm wearing them right now. I wear MeUndies exclusively now.
Nice.
Yeah?
Very, very happy.
You're
Wait,
very
where are
sponsor loyal.
He very much is, isn't he?
I want
Very
to.
much is.
Before we do sponsor bits, I always talk to them or try the product out.
Do you
you
think we'll
wanna
get
test it
sponsored
out?
by Lamborghini one day?
I hope so. I'm open to it. Also, Maybach, huge long time throwback.
Pretty much
there.
any car that doesn't need to advertise.
Yeah, any car that doesn't.
Have you ever
advertise.
seen a Lamborghini commercial?
No.
Have they ever made one?
No, they must have, right?
What did you want to say
I
before we?
want to talk about the Amiibo cockfight a little more from the
Oh,
extra
yeah,
live
that's
stream.
a great
It was
Screw Attack
it was
bit.
just such a great idea that those guys with Screw Attack have, where they take people's Amiibos and then they make them fight against each other in Super Smash Brothers, and whichever one loses gets destroyed at the end.
But
And
it's like
they,
extreme
liquid nitrogen.
methods.
they got liquid nitrogen. So they came down to visit us, and we were talking with them a couple of weeks ago, and they were like, "Yeah, we want to do the amiibo cockfight during the live stream. Just, we really want to get like liquid nitrogen." And they had like all these crazy ideas. They're like, "We just don't know how to do that." I was like, "Just send me a list of everything it is you want to do." It's like, and I'll coordinate with Marcus, and I'll make sure we have
Wow.
all of the stuff for you. Like Marcus built that little Iron Maiden coffin for them. He sourced liquid nitrogen. I don't even know how the fuck.
I'll tell you
do
how
that.
he did it. He talked to I was walking through and he goes, "Hey," and I go, "Why are you smiling? What are you happy about?" He goes, "I got a liquid nitrogen guy." I'm like, "What does that mean?" He goes, "Oh, they can't sell it to the public, but I got a guy." And I was like, "All right,
Oh my
good
God.
to know."
I
Yeah, like,
love
when
Chris's
they- when-
reaction too in the corner.
When they put the amiibo in the liquid nitrogen, you could hear it hissing and popping like
Yeah.
as it was freezing.
That stuff's scary.
His Pac-Man did pretty well.
Gav, you tell everybody about Dan and liquid nitrogen?
So we were using liquid nitrogen on a slow-mo shoot, and Dan was just staring into the big metal bucket of liquid nitrogen. He was
Oh,
like,
God.
He was like, you can just put your hand in there and just get some out. You just do it with your hands. I was like, you're an idiot. I mean, you're just visiting the country. There's no like health insurance for you here.
Wow.
And he just couldn't stop looking into it. And I was like, don't you do it. Seriously, don't do it.
What does it
Everyone
look
here-
like? Does it look like water?
Yeah, it's like bubbly, like smoky water.
Yeah.
And I look around for like 1 second, and I turn back, and he's just going like, "Yeah!" He's like splashing his hands through all the liquid nitrogen. I was like,
No.
"What?" Because your hand is warm enough to the point where it like very temporarily will just evaporate on impact, so it doesn't like cool your hand. But if you stick it in too long, it will like freeze your hand solid. But he
Yeah.
was just like doing it for just short periods of
Oh
time,
my
enough
God.
where
Extremely obnoxious.
it
Wow.
was. And he was like,
God.
"Look,
Wait, were
look,
you
I'm
there?
doing it. I'm doing it." Yeah, Matt was there.
What
Matt,
shoot was this on?
It was Captain Morgan from a few years
Okay.
ago, and Matt was just like,
Yeah, it's like the kind of thing you can't see. It's like the kind of thing you shouldn't be seeing.
he just cannot help himself from fiddling.
From fiddling or diddling?
Yeah.
God. No, I'm terrified of liquid nitrogen, especially after we had it here for the live stream. I mean, just listening to the way that,
Yeah.
that stuff reacted in there.
That whole event, the Amiibo Cockfight, was really fun.
Mm-hmm.
And like, it's really great that we had it at midnight because I feel like that was a really good like re-energizer.
Yeah. One of the things that they wanted, we didn't get to do it. So initially their time was earlier in the day. And if it was still daylight, we were going to do stuff outside, like how you burned Ryan's shoes. One of the things that they wanted was a monster truck to come and run over the amiibo. And
a
Patrick
great
and
idea.
Mariel were working on it. I think they found a monster truck in Houston.
Oh my god.
So there were a bunch of other
Next
ideas
year.
that we couldn't do unless we go outside. So
We have an immersion that we are trying to
Monster
get.
Truck Madness.
Nope,
Good
there's
game.
an immersion we've had on the dockets in season 1, but it's always been impossible to do. It's weird because it's a very simple trick, but it's difficult for physics wise. You know the thing I'm talking
Difficult
about?
in real life. Yeah.
It's difficult in real life, but it's like it's something you take for granted.
Dead easy in the game.
Dead easy in the game. So it's one of the ones we were trying forever, and it's like we have Marcus here now. Finally, it's like figure this out, and he's like, I don't know how are you thinking. I'll figure it out. So it's like it's going to be probably what we do in the second half of the season. We're going to take a little bit of a break between the two halves of the season because we got to shoot these really complex shows, and I really hope we can pull that one off because it's like really simple, but I think people will love it a lot.
Now I'm really curious as to what it is.
I'll tell you after this.
I think I know. I got it.
Okay.
You know what? Yeah, we've been talking about it forever.
Yeah.
We might have even mentioned it on a previous podcast. So, but we may or may not get it done.
Yeah. It depends on whether or not Marcus can do his fucking job.
Oh, please. How dare you?
Marcus is like
How
probably the
dare
most
you.
talented person and skilled person working here.
That's the
I
most
think.
qualified statement ever. He's probably one of the most talented people.
The most.
He's also the guy who made all of our Back to the Future 2
So
outfits
skilled.
that we did not discuss at all.
Just like anything you want done, he's like, yeah, I could probably do
I
that.
don't know. There's a lot of talented people here.
There are.
Sometimes I just stand sort of near animation and I just like stare at people's screens. I'm like, this is so cool. There's so much talent in like that area of
I
the
know.
building.
Makes us look like shit.
All the illustrators and stuff too.
You can't see him over here, but right off camera over here is my cousin Tom, and
Hi, cousin Tom.
he was it Tom was in college where he got great at chess, and he decided, okay, this isn't good enough, so he made a whole other game where you take 4 chessboards and put them together, and you play like army level chess.
You're talking about like a square of chessboards?
Yeah, you got YouTube videos that show this stuff off, right?
Yeah, it's a bunch of them.
Yeah. What's the name of the game?
Regimental chess.
Regimental chess, and you go look at it, and he designed the whole game himself. So it's like,
Sounds smart.
yeah, right, exactly. It's like imagine getting to the point where it's like, well, I've been playing Halo and I'm really good at it, so I'm just gonna play blindfolded or something like
So
that.
how do you win? Do you have to do like a quadruple checkmate? How does that work?
It's you can go look at the videos and check it out and see it.
Check it out.
Regimental. I said check
Jesus,
it out.
this-
Not chess it. What are you? How would you-
Checkmate.
This looks crazy.
I couldn't even come up with the pun once you fed it to me.
No. Oh wow.
What is that?
It's a screenshot of some regimental chess.
Oh yeah. You can look at the YouTube videos. I'll see if I can post one here in the link dump. So what's everybody going to be doing this week? What you got coming up?
This week.
I have a lot. I'm filming a slow-mo video tomorrow
Are you?
with someone who got. I probably shouldn't say it yet,
Oh,
just in case it
shit.
doesn't happen.
I
But
wanted
basically
to
one
delay
of
my
my
vacation to meet this person.
I'm
one of
excited
my
for you.
childhood heroes just emailed me and was like, "Hey, I'm coming through Austin. Do you want to do a slow-mo?" And then I said, "Yes, absolutely."
I'm a big fan of his work. I would never refer to him as your childhood
Why
hero.
not?
This seems like a bad role model to have.
I was talking to someone who said that you got that text message at dinner, and they've never seen you more concentrated on like crafting a response.
Yeah.
Like you're just like
Really?
reading
Yeah.
it over and
I was
over.
like,
You
how
guys
do I-
find out who it is, you're gonna
retyping.
laugh
How
about
do I
that.
reply to this guy?
How do you have your number? Or did he DM you or something?
He emailed me first, and I sent him my phone number.
Okay.
A bug just fell out of nowhere over here. I mean, like it's really freaking me out.
I thought these lights that we had, the light that we had in the studios were LEDs, and it turns out they're fluorescents, and that I don't know why that threw me off a little bit.
You talked about Miles being the new head writer of animation. You want to talk about someone else?
Oh, good. You like almost said it. It would have been funny if you said it. Yeah, actually, people have been asking me on Twitter and on the site. They've been asking, well, Miles is the head writer for animation. Also in the blog, I talked about we're going to promote a head writer for live action, and that is Mr. Chris Damaris is the new head writer of live action.
Who's been here for 5 years?
Very well deserved. Yeah, he just hit his 5th anniversary.
Who
Wow.
took a
Crazy.
lovely day to
very
his
few
high school
people
reunion.
have, I mean, we've had people that are here for a long time, but 5 years is that's like
Yeah, if that's when Chris started. I mean, there were maybe 12 of us.
maybe 12 people, at the company.
Something like that.
Oh,
There's
okay.
What's the head count?
125.
125.
125.
Carrie is number 12, I think.
Carrie's number 12. Brandon was
Oh, so Chris-
8.
Chris is probably 13.
Yeah, somewhere around
Yeah.
there.
Yeah.
And then was Marshall before them or after them?
It was at the same time.
Marshall was right about the same time as Chris.
We hired Chris and Mark.
We hired. Here's what happened. We hired Chris. We hired Marshall. We hired Aaron, and we hired Josh Flanagan. Basically, what happened is we kept trying to hire Zach Anner and kept missing and hiring like all these other people that Zach knows.
Zach came on the stream with us yesterday. Did some
Zach.
painting with us.
Yeah, and then Chris explained the miracle of childbirth to him.
That was probably one of my favorite moments.
That's
Zach's
pretty
like innocence in that explanation
Yeah.
was so great.
His
By the
whole
way,
life.
some of those paintings were really good. Some of those paintings were super disturbing that you guys were making.
Some of them. You
One
mean
of them-
Miles' painting.
One of them was like horrifying, absolutely horrifying.
I was walking around the studio when the painting was going on, and when Chris was talking to Zach, and there were people over there, like in
Bob
the
Ross
rest of the
never did that.
building, watching the stream on their computers. And I was like, it's happening like just right over
Aaron's
there.
painting was so good. I was like, where the fuck did that come from?
You guys gonna hang it up at home? That looks really good. He
No,
looks
we
like the
auctioned them
dudes who
off.
like paint with spray paint at Sixth
Oh,
Street.
yeah.
Yeah. Those guys are oddly impressive.
It's very true.
All right, guys, I'm gonna tweet that photo that I put up of Gavin so that everybody can have like the full version of it.
Oh, the
Yeah.
one of my eyes.
Yeah, the one where you're like looking into your face through the Fresnel lens.
How
Immersion.
much did y'all auction those off for? Do you remember?
We did a thing where anybody who donated $100 within, I think it was like 15 or 20 minutes, would be entered into a raffle to win one. And like a bunch of people donated.
Nice.
We had a hard time selecting. But yeah.
Raffles illegal.
Are raffles illegal?
They were illegal during the crowdfunding. I mean, they weren't illegal, but they were not allowed. By
Well, I
the
don't want to
rules
say
of it.
raffle, but we would select someone random from everyone who donated.
You
a
just
certain
defined
amount.
what a
So
raffle is.
Exactly.
Saying it's
But
not
we
a
didn't call it a
raffle.
raffle on the stream.
Oh, I see. So you didn't
called
call it a raffle.
A random
This isn't
giveaway.
murder.
I'm not. I didn't assault Miles. I didn't get drunk.
What
Yeah, explain to me
You
on
got
an iPhone what the
wasted.
difference is between moments and photos.
Oh, don't ask me.
What are my
That's all-
photos of?
That's all nonsense.
Moments. What are they?
Do you prefer the likes over the favorites? That's the real question.
On Twitter? I don't give a shit about that. They went from a star to a
A heart. I think it makes sense. I like it a lot more.
Makes more
I
sense.
like the star better because I'm a person on the internet and I hate change. That's the way that works.
I thought.
Likes just make more sense.
Yeah, it makes. I never. So it's a stupid distinction to make, but I never used favorites because I always thought in my head this tweet isn't actually my favorite.
Yeah.
But it's like I can see tweets that I like, and then I can like them.
Yeah, but do you love them?
No, but the thing's labeled like. But it does have a heart, so now I have a question.
There's a what?
It's a heart. No, like the favorites never made sense.
How
to me.
did the heart become a symbol of love?
I don't know. And
Why wouldn't it?
Like, why wouldn't the brain? Like, I brain you. Why isn't it I brain you?
People, when they had love and they were first discovering that, they didn't know they had a brain.
And why is like the cartoon heart drawn the way it is? That looks nothing like a real heart.
Yeah.
There's got to be a story behind it. Like
no,
some artist's
I think I
interpretation
read it one
of a
time.
heart.
It's like they showed how you could derive, like it's like a caricature of a heart.
It makes sense because it's what pumps your blood, and usually when you're in love or you're feeling something strong, your blood pumps more intensely. So it makes sense.
Tell us about it. Let me find out. I'll find out why is the heart shaped like that.
Is it true you can stop someone's heart by punching it?
Yeah, you can stop somebody's heart a lot of different ways. There's a thing where like
Killing them?
Yeah, a lot of ways. Stabbing them in
Taking
the
it
face.
out of their body.
I read something recently. It was I think I read it in World War Z where they talked about the concussive force of explosions that go off. There's like a certain lethality to military weapons that are just based on like it just shuts you down.
Yeah.
Like your just nervous system just shuts down after you get to a certain level of force. Whether or not it, what the hell?
Jesus.
It was like
you guys hear that? What
there
is
was
that?
the weirdest cough off screen.
It's like a sneeze cough.
Yeah. Blurk.
Yeah, it like just disconnects your brain, doesn't it? It's like, well, obviously I've died.
Done it.
That's like the most British thing you say.
Doesn't it? Doesn't it?
Done it.
I love Google so much. I was like, why is a heart drawn like that? The third most popular search for that is, why is a heart important? What is that many people searching for that?
Well, it's like the signs of death that Matt told us about all that time ago.
All burnt up.
Head removed from body.
We
Blood on the outside.
were all four of us were on the spot last week.
We
did
were.
a podcast edition of On the Spot, and we got to play Gus or Google.
How'd you feel about that?
It was fun. It was actually a lot of pressure. It was really hard to try to come up with stuff that
I always try and come up with stuff I'm actually fascinated by, but could sound stupid.
I was
So
just
it's
impressed with
harder.
how hard Bernie shit all over John.
What? I must admit, I was reading about hearts here. What did I do?
And on the spot.
Oh, I thought we were a great team, by the way. By the
were
way,
great.
we got robbed in the points. You guys did not win that.
Yeah, we did.
totally won.
No, we
won.
absolutely, Barbara.
No, we know we
We
won,
won.
so-
We're the people's champ. We won in the comments.
It's true.
We were awesome.
Team
You won in
Enormous
the
Thoughts.
comments?
Yeah.
Where are
I
these
always
comments?
bag. That's part of the fun is bagging on John. That's why you go on that show.
True.
Has he ever not been insulted?
I bagged him on Twitter. I wasn't even done when I left the show. I posted that funny video of that baby. But that is the thing. I mean, when you walk around this office and you're like looking for John or you happen to be nearby and you hear John talking about, hey, I need people for On the Spot next Thursday.
Yeah.
It's like, I mean, it's like, if you want to clear a set, just have John come by talking about that. Everyone will bolt. So you want to hear about the heart?
I have some people sending in some theories. But
Symbol
I'm curious to
goes
see what you
back as
found.
far as the 1400s. This is from mentalfloss.com when it appeared on European playing cards to mark one of the red suits, and it may even be older than that. The shape is pretty much a mystery, though. There are different hypotheses to explain it, but none of them have been confirmed.
Well, there's two like main chambers of the heart, right?
It's 4, isn't it?
4.
Isn't-
2 atrium, 2 ventricle.
But they're in pairs.
2
Yes, the atrium and
sets of
ventricles
2
go
are
together.
pairs. Yes,
Yes.
that is correct.
Yeah.
Maybe that's why it's like a symmetrical.
One goes
two shape.
in, and then goes out to the lungs, then goes back in, and then goes out to the body.
People keep telling me that it's the shape of 2 hearts sewn together,
Yeah, that's what I keep seeing on
which
Twitter
seems
too.
fucking disgusting.
So that's like love when your 2 hearts are sewn together.
Oh, is that true?
You want to see some
So,
pictures?
has anyone
Not
ever
really.
made a heart?
That's horrifying what you just showed. I never want to see that again.
What's the top one? I didn't see that.
Oh, that's
All right.
not real. That's like reverse engineered.
Let's ask Twitter real quick. Twitter, are we not covering anything from the that we should be covering for
that
the
one,
RT
Barbara.
podcast?
Barbara.
I feel Gus is about to stop
That
us.
just
Yeah,
looks like
we're-
raw meat.
I feel like you could sew any two things together and make them that shape if you wanted to.
2 hearts are put together, it makes that. That's so gross.
Yeah, it's about time to wrap up.
Oh,
Why Twitter likes John. All right, I'm disgusted with you, Twitter. If you like John that much. Good if you like
why don't you marry him?
Go give him
you
some
marry him?
hearts.
He's pretty dreamy these days with his
He is. His hair's
wavy
looking
locks.
good. Yeah.
Maybe that'll be a stretch goal for next
Yeah,
year.
shave it next year.
Oh,
Shave it off. All right. Well, let's wrap up. So thanks everyone for watching. We'll see you guys next week. We got a put out a special episode. of
Mr.
350.
Poots on Twitter wants you
figure
to
it
know
out.
the heart symbol is based off a woman's butt when she's bending over. So there's your little bit of wisdom.
Thanks, Mr. Poots.
That's your bit of wisdom
Shocking
to
that it
close out the
comes from
podcast.
a Mr. Poots.
A
Bye.
heart is based on a woman's
Bye. I
butt.
love you.
Bye.
Oh, fuck yes!